And hello there, everybody. For those of you who are not sick of my face just yet, welcome again to another session that I am running for all of you. So, for those of you who are new to the area, who are new to us, this is welcome to the Party's Twitch channel, where on Sundays we run a one-shot series of various types of TTRPGs. Anything from DnD 5e to Fate System to, I believe we had Jason Statham's Vacation, something that was run by one of our fellow players. So this Sunday, this evening, you join us for the series known as Vibrant, Visible, Victorious, or 3V. We are vibrant because we are an active community that has always been part of TTRPG communities, but we are finally getting the due recognition we have always been giving each other. We are visible because we are here, we're actively promoting ourselves. And we are victorious because we've been doing this for a long time now. Like it's
March.
been what, like it's March. We've been doing this for quite a while now, and we are getting near what will soon be a bit of a break for this. But until we get to that point, this evening I have a wonderful band of players who is joining for a D&D 5e one-shot set in the homebrew setting that I have created that is typically run on Saturday evenings, 11:30 EST, for our Adventures in Agni campaign. So this setting is in Agni, which is a world that I've created with basically just being like, okay, let's do D&D, but more brown, more POC, and more indigenous, and a lot of other perspectives. But before we can get into that, and before I introduce our players, I need to do a quick round of thanking our wonderful sponsors who allow us to do this. First of all, Tabletop Loot, fine dice for all of your gaming needs. Secondly, the wonderful Devin Rue, the Mistress of Maps, who has helped be a wonderful community supporter. So Nerdware, it's what the nerds wear. Type exclamation point merch and let people know So Nerdware is the place where you can get awesome WTTP merch at a discount. Use code WELCOME to get 10% off your next purchase. Patreon. We have amazing groups of writers, creators, and just general RPG enthusiasts who do so much work for all of us. If you'd like to help create an incubator to help support all of these amazing people in this community, join the Patreon. Support us through there. Exclamation point Patreon in the chat. Help you get that support coming in due time. And last but not least, Discord. We have an amazing, thriving community here. Folks who are doing wonderful work and who are all just coming from various perspectives, spaces there just for PSC, and we have so many different systems, so many different campaigns, and just conversations about tough, difficult subjects, and also lulls and memes. And you can always use more memes in your life. So if you want to be involved with that, type exclamation point Discord in the chat and join us in our amazing Discord and become part of this larger, greater community. Now, we are going to get into this game as we have a nice little fun thing that I've come up in a bit of a Magic Academy style little romp. But before we can do into that, we need to get a little bit of an introduction of who our wonderful players are going to be. You will get a chance in just a sec to introduce your characters, but just for right now, for your introductions, just say who you are and just name and what kind of like character you're going to be playing, just for the benefit of our audience. And we're going to start off with someone who I don't actually get to play with very often, our own Wild Engineer. Why don't you start us off?
Oh, okay. Yes, hi, I'm Wild Engineer. Today I am playing Mauricio Pacua. He is a sorcerer, warlock, bard who I guess he's kind of a discredited scholar, so now he's kind of trying to go around and write memoirs and stuff to kind of become accredited again.
Wonderful. Next, our fantastic cat enthusiast and voice actor and audiobook narrator extraordinaire, Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm going to be... I talk for a living. I talk good. I'm going to be playing Mara, a druid who is a gnome and is just trying to heal the world and be good to the people around her and just learn a little more about things and people.
We have a wholesome gnome druid.
I have a wholesome gnome.
I have a wholesome gnome here. They're adorable. Next, someone who I'm either inclined to believe won't be wholesome or will be just memes exploding. Mariam.
I guess that's how I'm known on this channel. Hi, I'm Miriam, the resident troll. I am not playing a troll, but I will be playing Maya, the halfling divination wizard, who is a little, let's just say, not living in the present. Kind of lives in the near future, which is helpful but also not helpful.
Alrighty. And another one of our trio of returning members from the previous evening, Lily.
Hello, I am Lily, and I am playing Kiska, who is a dragonborn sorcerer who ran away from her family, which really it was more like a cult that worshipped Tiamat.
Interesting. We're going to play around with that, hopefully. But last but not least, our own delightful Gemma.
Hello, my name is Gemma. I play, and not like last night, tonight I am playing a Eldritch Knight Fire Genasi. Whew, that was a mouthful for me. Let's see, what can I tell about them? Their pronouns are they, them, and they kind of just go their own way. It's kind of just doing their own thing.
All right.
Really resisting the urge.
Yeah. Cue the Fleetwood Mac, everybody.
Yeah.
Positive to you.
Away.
But so we begin in a curious location. Wind sweeping across a coastal city of massive tiers lined up against a rising, almost think sort of Mediterranean city, Grecian style sort of hills. So the city sort of rises physically to match sort of geography and the terrain, but in a way also socially and class-wise does this as well, as there's three-tiered city is separated by massive walls that separate out different divisions of folks who are living across different class structures. And in the center of this city is what is known as the First Kiln Academy, known or at least claimed to be one of the first sites of official study for magical studies, experimentations, and all of the history of magic's creation and proliferation across the continent. We begin here, a building, but perhaps a little too simple to call it as such, a massive octagonal structure with a dome of red, orange, and yellow coloration that is, in terms of physical inspiration for anyone who's ever looked at pictures of the dome at Jerusalem, that's basically sort of the design for the Academy's central building, with its octagonal shape being surrounded by 8 massive, approximately 12-story towers, each of them devoted to the major schools of magic in the world. And we find a group, a curious band, collected in the library of this academy, in sort of what we might call a conference room, where they're waiting to hear back after being summoned from various corners of whether Agni and this massive continent, or just students, ex-scholars, disgraced or beloved, having been summoned by the mainly administrative folk here, but also told with a certain level of importance and surprise by the front clerk that you'll be meeting with all 8 of the masters of the schools of magic here at the Academy, with some additional input from other various scholars here. Now, as you're sort of in this main, think general kind of modern day kind of conference room with a long rectangular sort of wooden table, there's somewhat comfy chairs, but it looks like mainly there's sort of a stone sort of like chalkboard against the wall just to write notes and do notations on. I would like each of you in turn to introduce just what is your character, how would they just be sitting down or waiting in the room while you're just patiently hoping to hear back from the professors coming into the room. what would each of your players be doing as they're waiting? Let's start with Mara.
Okay, Mara is small, even for a gnome, and she has kind of dark hair cut in a bob, dark skin, but bright green eyes, simple clothes, and she's just sitting at a chair very expectantly, a little anxiously, but mostly just kind of excited. This is very new for her. She's always kind of flown under the radar, so just very kind of that energy of somebody who's sitting at the front of the class, waiting for somebody to ask them a question.
Alrighty. And what, pray tell, is Cinder, Gemma's character, doing at this moment? How are you waiting around, and what do you roughly look like?
Well, question, in this in this conference room, are there books around?
There's a small, this is sort of the place where this is a conference room of a massive, think great hall from like Harry Potter level sized library. So
Mhm.
this is a smaller conference room. It's kind of more of how many bookshelves are in any given room as opposed to are there any books or
Got it. Okay.
shelves. But this one seems to be one that's a little bit more tucked in along one of the side rooms and has a smaller set of bookshelves in the corner.
Okay. Well, for a Genasi, I think, well, Cinder's come in all, Genasi's come in all shape and sizes, but Cinder is very much a fire Genasi. Their hair is bright red and orange, kind of swaying back and forth, almost like a fire flame flickering. And it kind of, depending on their temper at the moment, it can change color. You never want to see it white, because that means things are going to go down. In terms of wardrobe, they're just they're usually armored up, but at this moment, since it's just there were no classes or training, so they're just in a casual, like, sleeveless top and pants. And yeah, they don't like being Cinder doesn't like being in one spot, so they're kind of going around checking the books, maybe catching one if they're flying away or something. But there's no pictures or anything, so they're kind of just flipping through, and then they just give up and then just slouch on one of the chairs. And they're just bored out of their mind.
Alrighty, and to one who might be familiar to these halls, though perhaps not in the most of beloved regards, let's switch over to Mauricio. What does Mauricio look like, and what would he be doing in this moment while waiting?
Yes, Mauricio is being an older gentleman, pretty much dark skin. He's got a full head of hair-ish, probably balding. He's kind of a travel-worn clothing, but he carries around a giant book that he's constantly writing in. You will notice that he's carrying around a pen that seems to be kind of a black smoke seems to be emanating from it. He'd be sitting in a corner, kind of taking a look around the room, and taking a look at each person, because looking at each person and writing stuff down.
Cinder waves when they see that Mauricio is staring at them.
Yes, he notes the wave and starts writing more. Just a quick nod. He's like,
Alrighty, and what would Maya in this moment be doing?
Maya, after the initial 1 or 2 minutes of sitting and waiting, realizes, I should probably get a lot of my daily ritual spells out of the way. I was summoned really early. Yeah, fine. And you notice basically books, multiple sort of books open, cross-referencing, and just casting ritual spells Mage Armor. Sorry, Mage Armor is not a ritual spell. Or anyways, point is I'm doing sort of daily casting right now. And I am completely oblivious to everyone else in the room. And just this 1,000-yard gaze as I'm focused on ritual casting. And I am a halfling, so I am about maybe 3 feet or so. And I just basically stand on the chair rather than like sit. And I am brownish skin, black hair, black eyes, nothing particularly striking about Maya, except for that 1,000-yard gaze of like always somewhere else. And yeah, I'm just ritual casting things like mage armor, comprehend languages, things that are somewhat useful and I would be using in this academy. And the one thing that everybody knows except for Maya is that I've already graduated, but somehow I still think I'm still studying here.
You do it so often enough, a ritualistic practice. You forgot the leaving part of graduating. And last but not least, what is our dragonborn friend Kiska doing in this moment while we're waiting?
So Kiska is a bronze dragonborn. And she's a former sailor, actually. She started like her maturity running away from her family and ended up on a ship and then just kind of stayed for a few years. So for a dragonborn, she's like older. She's only like 17, but like dragonborns kind of mature around 13 or 14. So she's kind of a young adult, I guess you would say, at this point. But she always feels the call of the water. She's a storm sorcerer. So it's like kind of part of her. She would be like sitting on the windowsill or as close to the window as possible. And she probably is the one who like is always pushing the window open so the air can like flow in on her and kind of gazing wistfully out of the window. She'd be wearing like really simple sort of cotton type clothing, like a shirt, a white shirt, and kind of loose trousers. But she's big. She's about 7 foot and like 350 pounds. So she is always sitting in the back of the room to kind of not like overpower like everyone else, so other people can actually see what's going on at the front.
Yeah, and as you're staring out the window, you do feel the very light breeze of the sea coming by you, as while still sort of high up in the mid-ring tier of the city, the breeze of the coastline does come by. You feel salty, like cold, but just sort of refreshing. The sea just sort of speaks to you in that moment of the air coming through the window. It's a very calming presence, and a bit of a contrast to the presence that you see start walking into the room.
I
Or rather,
have one small thing.
yeah.
As soon as the breeze comes in, I was like, "Oh, yo, you want to breathe water? Water? You can breathe underwater now." And then I continue.
All righty.
Okay.
And before anything else, hello to you in chat, me and Midair. Thank you for joining us this evening. Lovely to have you around with all of our wonderful people. But so while after Maya finishes speaking that, you see, oh, grand, someone else who's trying to prep. Perhaps you'll live through this. And you hear this coming from one particular voice leading a set of 8 individuals coming into the room. And they all seem styled in the same kind of garb, which is a long set of bright red and orange robes, like just sort of like think graduation sort of ceremony robes, where it just kind of like stretches all the way down to the floor, but they're a little bit different than like a student's graduation. And you know this because there's sort of a yellow detailing around sort of the wide open sleeves. And on the back of each of these robes, it's a pretty standard garb for the academy, is a massive red, orange, and yellow phoenix symbol. But each of these 8 individuals has a different smaller symbol beneath them. As you see them all sort of lining up at the front and taking their time to just take a seat at the table in front of you, the one whose voice you heard call out in particular, let me pull up, where is Moira? Where did you, there she is. Oh, there they are. You see it coming from a professor who has an outfit that on the back, it seems to have, it's the same sort of academy robe, but the smaller symbol, it almost looks like as you're passing by it, it's just the same, a smaller symbol of the phoenix bird, but it almost looks like every other second that you look through it, there's a kaleidoscope after image effect happening. So it almost looks like you can't tell if it's real or not. It just seems to have this after effect. It's hard to tell whether it's real. And the voice continues, and this belongs to what seems to be a high elf, tall, slender, very deep pale skin, short red orange hair with long curled fingers which end in nails that are so pointed and so sharp they're almost claw-like, a pair of heterochromatic eyes with an occasional shimmer to them, a very pointy face, some tattoos around the eyebrows, and a little bit in contrast to everyone else, a bit more of a what you might call a business femme or dress shirt kind of style version of the academy robes. But you see this person take to the front and sort of stand prim and proper. All right, all of you, let's get this over with. I would like to get back to my research. My name's Professor Moira Galanadel. I'm the Master of Illusion here at the Academy. So, I've called to all of you because we've had a rather unfortunate incident brought about by a rather incompetent fellow. And you see a 9th individual walking into the room, a rather tall, blue-scaled dragonborn who looks as though they have a holy symbol around their neck, but has a very, while walking in, he seemed to have a rather like debonair, sort of like charming, like very full of himself air, but the moment that Moira speaks, he just sort of deflates and he has a like sheepish, like, oh God, mom's really angry at me kind of look on his face. So we have had a rather unfortunate incident happen with one of our students. It would appear an ex-member of the Academy used to attend, but their grades and such were terrible, and we were forced to sack them. Unfortunate, sad, all of these things, etc., these things happen. But what is more troublesome for the rest of us is that he appears to have returned and made off with an item of rather high significance to all of us who study magic. This is a powerful magic item known as a Rock's Eye. It is perhaps one of the first condensed forms of Ignis shards, a fragment of the divine bird that created all of this world, coalesced into a spherical form that is quite powerful, quite useful for studying magic, and quite dangerous in the wrong hands. Oh, and yes, he seems to have kidnapped a student as well along the way, and folks are a tad worried about her, and we'd like for you to do your best to retrieve the student, and more importantly, retrieve the item, the magical item of interest. I can explain more details about this, but this is why we have called you all. In terms of payment, for any of you who are of no longer high renowned in the Academy, and she sort of looks in the direction of Mauricio, we will reestablish you with a residency here. For those of you who are still students or who have graduated long ago,
I look at Mauricio at this point.
We will offer you more time, also as a resident, perhaps as an instructor within your particular focus and field.
I still look at Mauricio.
Stop looking at me.
I can hear you.
Yes, me too.
Students are a nuisance. In any case, the rest of you, should you desire monetary compensation, additional access to the restricted section of the Ember Halls here, or
Yes, please.
I approve of someone who has a desire for knowledge. It's much more fascinating than someone who doesn't know their place. Sort of looking in the direction of Maya.
I sort of have the 1,000-yard stare as I'm probably seeing some version of the future nearby.
And we are also willing to provide lodging and additional homestead, shall we say, on the grounds of the academy, should any of you require a place to stay for some time, and sort of looks in the direction of Kiska. Now, we have a lead as to where the individual has gone off to, and we would like you to navigate a rather difficult and dangerous area for the purposes of recovering the magical item. And the student, I suppose, if you can manage it. Yes, small one.
Which student? Who was it?
I actually was going to ask that.
Relative new transfer. She's still working out what school or what have you she would like to do. Her name is Beatrice Arzabe.
I say Beatrice at the same time as you do.
You see another professor sort of lean over closer to you, and this one is a remarkably different build than Moira. He has a bit of a balding head, this long silver white hair going down the sides. It has this leads to this thin little wispy beard going down the front of his face, and with a bit of green skin, relatively average height, thin build, except for a little bit of a punch and a bit of a gut. And Maya, you recognize this teacher. This is Amek Oniza, the master of divination here. And he just sort of leans over and he says, Maya, it's best not to piss off Moira if you can. She's not known for her temper. What was that? That's what I mean, Moira. It's better for you.
Oh, right. Keep inside voice for outside. No, keep inside voice for premonitions.
Sort of leans over, does a very, like, he's doing the like teacher professor sigh of like, I would say more if I could, but I'm trying to put on a good strong face for you right now. He's like, yes. So, this is Moira again speaking. If you're given your assignment, I will lead you, all of us will lead you to the area to investigate and navigate. Retrieve the young girl. Retrieve, more importantly, the item. You will be compensated. Do you all understand or have any additional questions?
Yeah, what does the item look like?
It is a sphere approximately the size of a fist. Amber in color range and crystalline with a slight emanating pulse of warmth coming from it.
Is it safe to touch?
Depends. I would prefer it should not kill you is the more important thing to answer. And it likely will not harm you unless it has been tampered with in some significant way. Yes, small one.
Does Beatrice have a family? Do they know?
We, and sort of, there's a third professor who speaks up at this moment. Let me make sure I have her. Deep black skin, light yellow and orange tattoos around her face. Average build, a set of locks that sort of flatten at the top and come to a high ponytail that then splits off into multiple braids. Her robes have a symbol of a fireball surrounded by ice, lightning, and gale. And she speaks up. That is actually why we are unable to take care of this matter ourselves. For those of us who are concerned about the students, we are trying to ensure that this is handled as delicately as we can, but many of us, particularly those of the Abjuration School, are trying to set up potential wards and defenses so that no other students are harmed. But we are focusing on this in the meantime. It was a very recent abduction, no more than about 24 hours ago. We sent out as quickly as we could for aid because we were worried about the students, and we wanted to handle this hush-hush before any details got out. if should this information reach more of the students, it will panic them. And we want to be sure that we keep this under wraps and protect them as best we can. It is why we are unable to help you with this scenario. And the nature of the area you are investigating and navigating is a tad dangerous and erratic at the best of times.
And I sort of have this glazy look and said, and that one made things too strong so that one, and I'm pointing at the professor behind me, can't find her, right?
Yes. Amakonisa speaks up. Yes. Unfortunately, while we have tried to divine the location, through no fault of his own, as he was enchanted, he sort of looks in the direction of the once again sheepish dragonborn, who at roughly 7.5 feet tall, or somewhere around the height of Kiska, it looks about a foot of his height has sunk into his body as he's just like curled up into himself. Master Boltclaw is rather skilled among all of the schools of magic, and unfortunately has placed some wards to avoid my particular touch or any diviner's touch from reaching him. So as a result, we're unable to secure him ourselves, and for many of us, we are trying to protect the students, as the nature of the room you're going into is designed typically as a sort of research and experimentation hall for dissertations. But the rooms, the four which compose the entirety of it, are known to shift. Some will occasionally work, some will not. And what happens as you enter them is variable. It is part of the design of imparting a last set of lessons and themes to our students. As a result, we wish to not immediately put ourselves into harm and risk putting the students without safety. As such, we reached out to all of you to deal with this matter, and we will give you the best advice that we can for navigating the puzzles as best we can.
So it's only kind of bad if something happens to the student?
It's contrary to what Moira would have you believe. We would prefer you return her alive and as unharmed as possible. And you see another sort of squat rock gnome who's looked like he's been kind of distant throughout it, just pipe up, yes. He's a bit of an older fellow, a long sort of like, looks like his mustache and his beard have all sort of come together as one, leading down the point of his face. He's like, yes. We would prefer the student be returned, but if you wouldn't mind, at the very least, securing the magic item, it is of the highest importance, and I suppose students matter for magical studies and promotion, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, get the student back if you can, but above all else, get the magic item. Yes. So, you have your information.
Where do we head?
Moira pipes up, I will lead you through to where the wards are typically placed for this room and have been disabled for the moment. And she sort of just strides by all of you and each of the professors following by your group and leads you in front of an archway that is tucked within the back of the forbidden section and restricted section of the Ember Hall's library you're currently in. You see 8 symbols representing each of the schools of magic dotting all across the archway as as 4 pairs of professors, the 8 that followed you, they each separate into their 4 pairs and they tell you the following clues for dealing with the 4 rooms that they will have. They are as follows. So I either write this down or I will post it, but try and keep in mind what it is. For one room, the professor who had the symbol on the back of the fireball, ice, lightning, and gale is accompanied by Moira. And it gives you the following message, a hint. Danger can be ever present, but its forms do not all come in bombastic displays. Sometimes the simplest trick will carry you a long way in accomplishing your goals. This is a trick this is a hint that will help you solve and deal with the encounter that will happen in that room should you encounter it. Another pair steps forward. The old gnome and the older green-skinned individual who, for out of character, it's a Githzerai professor, for those of you who know what that is, will step forward. Time and change are integral teachers to those who learn from them. Learn from time and see how change can be manipulated with care and diligence. That is the second pair. The third pair is, interestingly enough, let me see, I have them right here. Yes, you see an orc, rather contrast to maybe some of the orcs some of you have grown up seeing, a rather charmingly attired professor's robes. He has a very happy, bright, big smile, prominent tusks, and his symbol on the back of his robes seems to have a individual with a shield that has little flickers of bright blue energy whenever someone gets near, almost like they're repelling somebody or potentially protecting him. And you see, and this is probably most noticeable to you, Cinder, a fire ganassi professor who bears a symbol on the back of their robes of a tombstone with a diagram depicting a body rising from the grave with it. They give you the following message. Death is not to be feared, nor should life be taken for granted. Protect its fragile existence until the time is right, and when death arrives, face it with conviction and courage. And the last one. Be mindful of your senses, for what they show you is not always enough to tell the whole story. Trust your instincts, and above all your magic to guide the way. This is conveyed to you by a pair of professors. That one is a Goliath professor with a symbol of small birds being what seem to be summoned from out of nothing by an individual on the symbol on the back. And another individual who quickly departs before they leave. But so, you have your task, you have your location. What do you do now?
Well, the quicker we get going, the quicker we can rescue Beatrice.
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 Yes.
Let's clean up their mess, eh?
Yes.
Indeed.
Watch the fifth step
To who?
as
Maya, to who?
as you all are going down whatever staircase, if there's a staircase.
There is a staircase that leads down a little bit past the archway. And
Mara's gonna hit it.
even with the warning, Mara still is like, wait, which one? Oh.
And I think there's
Yes,
probably a loose stone or something. Very minor.
It would be
Like
minor for someone
stubs her
who's not
toe.
as small as Mara.
Yeah, just stubs her toe, like, ah!
Mauricio starts laughing and writing down furiously.
But so,
Okay,
Mara, are you okay?
I'm good. I'm just gonna start paying a lot more attention to her. Okay, we got this. We got this. We can do this.
for in character, if you're referring to Maya, them.
Yes, sorry, my bad.
No worries, it happens. Just a reminder. But so you walk down the staircase, and as you reach a certain point, you all pass a set of runes that flash a bright light that overtakes all of your senses.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
And as it does, it will move you over to your first room.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have
Oh
rolled to
my.
see which room you were going to get first. This will be the room.
What
So
the
you should
heck was
be
that light?
upon this one, as you enter, as the light suddenly dims down, you're able to take stock of everything that's happening now. You see dirt in front of you. 3 sections of sort of 3 plots of land spread out in front of you, with an exit that appears to be sealed shut at the back end of the room, with 2 what appear to be statues that, let me double check what they should be wielding. They have mauls. Yes, this is the maul one. These both wielding massive heavy hammers in their arms, but they seem to be posted as such, just standing guarding what would be, again, effectively the 15-20 foot expanse of an exit if there was one. But you see 3 plots of land in front of you. In front of one, you see what looks like a bag of seeds. The second plot of land has a table that appears anchored to the floor with a planter inside of it for like a small pot to plant something in it. And within the third plot of land, you see a tombstone with what appears to be script written on it. What do you do?
I examine the tombstone, and I have comprehend languages on if there's any writing.
It seems to react in a flurry of images, in a flurry of text. And you see primordial, then you see draconic, then you see gnomish, then you see common written in it, but you understand all of them, but you see your name written on it. Across all of those languages, it changes to fit your name.
Kiska is going to walk over and join Maya in front of the tombstone. What does she see?
You see the same set of text that Maya is looking at, except the text reads in draconic. For your eyes, you see draconic, and it reads your name.
What are the other 2 plots?
One just looks like a small patch, like almost for gardening, and a bag of seeds. The second one is a table, small, about 10-15 in diameter. It's basically what I might have drawn on the map. If I haven't drawn it, then just imagine about a 10 by 10 sort of table with a very stock, like, imagine the pot in which like a potted plant might be put in. So like just if you're like as a kid, like you plant it into soil, you put soil onto it, you tend to it, you water it, and all those sorts of things. That seems to, the table and the planter seems to be anchored to the floor, and there are arcane runes all around the potted plant. And then the third one is a third plot of land, roughly the size of what a grave marker would be, with a tombstone.
I think Mauricio would be he'd be going down to each item. He would like be looking at the statue, like taking down notes. He'd walk up to the potted plant. You said there's runes on it?
Yes, there's runes on it. And also I should note, if you are going up to the statues, both of them, as you get closer, like if you get close to look at them, their heads turn in your direction. But as you walk away, their heads turn back. They're still in a sort of like raised maul position with these hammers. But anytime it looks like you get closer to the what would be an exit, they start turning their heads at you.
Okay.
You will become fertilizer if you try to proceed.
What? You think they'll attack me?
I have seen it.
And he'll walk up to the statue and he's like, "Why do you keep staring at me?"
You hear a language being spoken that sounds like imagine the sound that a jackhammer makes, as it's hitting against the ground, mixed with like sticking a whole chunk of stone into a blender. That's what it sounds like. It's not a pleasant language, and unless you speak primordial, you don't understand it.
Ooh, I speak it.
I speak it also.
I speak it.
Everybody. Does Mauricio speak it?
Gosh, I don't. Yes, I do.
We all
And
We're
Sweet.
in Agni. Why wouldn't we?
Right.
your other group did not. All of you took primordial. It's not my fault.
That's
So
true.
you read that essentially as we guard against that those who would seek not to learn.
Oh.
Wow.
Again, as a reminder, this is essentially a training ground for those who are effectively in dissertation graduate level work at the
Which
academy.
I've already graduated from.
Yeah, what you
Right.
from one of the statues, they see you, Maya, and they're just like,
I want to. Okay, you said there was what, seeds or plants?
there's a bag of seeds in front of the first plot of land.
Okay.
Cinder goes to
I want
the
to
pot.
examine those.
Cinder goes to the seeds and then looks
Yeah.
over to the other table with the pot. Like, eh?
Yeah.
I don't suppose talk with plants would work on seeds. They're babies. They're like plant fetuses.
In the words of Matt Mercer, you can certainly try.
I'm going to try.
Okay. So you cast. So speak with plants.
Okay, yeah, I want to try this. Okay, guys, I have an idea. Let's see. Let me try this. I'm going to try talking with a plant, but these are baby plants, so I don't know if it'll work.
Are the seeds planted already or they're just bags of seeds?
They're-
They're just a bag of seeds.
Okay.
You have limited level sentience and animation. giving you
Cats,
ability-
please stop.
Okay. I will say you can hear something coming from the seeds. But
Okay.
I'm going to need you to roll a perception check to see if you can properly make out, because it's like faint. It's like we're talking like when you're having your ears tested for your overall, like how strong your hearing is when they're doing the like little ping noises. It's
Okay.
at that level of volume.
Okay, everybody be really quiet for just a second.
Okay. I'll say it's enough to hear what sounds like, I'll say with the sort of middling check you got, you can't quite make out which of these phrases it is, but you hear one saying, plant me, and a second one saying, dig up.
Okay,
Dig up and
so
plant. So it's between these two phrases, plant me and dig up and plant.
okay. So they're saying, okay, I listened to the seeds and I heard them. Okay, so it's really hard to tell because they're seeds. They're not plants yet. So it's like trying to talk to a baby, which, hard. But I did get kind of like plant me and dig up. So maybe we try planting them and then dig up whatever they produce. So what do you guys say?
What's with the pot?
Well, that's what you plant them in.
Plant stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you never had a plant before?
I grabbed the bag of the bags of seeds.
I usually
it.
just summon them and then they go away by themselves after.
Oh, no. You have to keep them and nurture them, and then they stay around and they're very pretty, and sometimes they produce flowers and sometimes they produce fruit or vegetables, and they're very nice to have around. So when we get back, you should come to me and I can provide you with all sorts of plants that you can just keep.
Fruits come from flowers?
Yeah.
Cinder, while this is going on, Cinder opens the seed, like the bag of seeds, and puts it in the pot, and then goes, "Hey, someone should do the rest. Fire, seeds, growth doesn't really mesh."
You get
well.
Okay, no.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before I get to what you're going to do, Mara, what are Kiska and Mauricia doing in this moment? Because the rest of them are just doing stuff with the bag of seeds and everything. What are you
Right. I mean, I think Kiska would have wanted to like reach into the bag and kind of sift the seeds through her fingers and like maybe smell them. She is not actually used to plants at all because she's been so many years at sea. So like this is like a new thing to her also. Although she does kind of know like, okay, well, I don't think that we are supposed to just put the whole bag of seeds into the plant.
So
No, you save some for popcorn.
Popcorn.
See? And then I
Okay.
take one seed and I put it close to your hair. Like, may I?
I kind of
Now get really mad.
like a flicker of my hair, kind of just like a flare up, just kind of annoyed at this, like using my goddamn hair as a popcorn maker. All right.
And does it puff? Does it buff?
it immediately ignites.
Well,
Oh,
And-
that's the
and
first
it also,
time.
It smells like a burnt lavender patch. Like,
Oh,
it smells terrible.
yeah,
Oh.
you have to use the right kind of seeds for that,
So
Maya.
this is popcorn?
No, not
No.
that one.
Also,
Oh,
Mauricio,
okay.
what are you doing on this? Because you were talking about looking at the statues and what have you. And Kiska, I'll get to you in just a second. But Mauricio, what were you doing in this moment? You're muted.
After hearing that from the statues, he'd probably walk over to try and read the runes on the planner.
Okay, so I will do Kiska's and Mauricio's, the reaction, what happens. So Kiska, when you start sifting through the seeds, you don't know if it's just an element of this sort of storm energy that sort of naturally courses through you, but it feels like you feel a pulse of energy from the seeds, and they feel like they're almost drawing you to the earth in front of you, the first plot of land. Mauricio, when you take a look at the runes, what languages do you speak?
Well, I have the Eldritchification Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Okay, so you don't even need to worry about that. You see an old Draconic, like this is super like old dialect, like ye old English level kind of style of like grammatical syntax and what have you. You see something that seems to speak of grant, bequeath the magical essence that you possess and protect that which deserves tending, is effectively what you get. And it speaks in a lot of like sort of flowery old text that in your mind it translates to, this seems to be powered in some way by magical energy, but it's not itself powered. Something else has to feed magical energy into it. Out of character mechanically, you have to feed your spell slots into it, and when you do, something will happen.
Right. As a turn of the group, I think this thing wants our magic. Something to do with the seeds, maybe?
Okay.
Okay.
wants our mat. Well, I don't have a lot, so I guess they can take some. But how do we do that?
I mean, I can plant it and maybe try to heal it.
Yeah, maybe it's that we have to channel our magic into the seeds.
Have any of you tried putting the seeds into the potted plant, the potter for the plant as of yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
I
No.
thought
double checking.
I think I poured some. I don't know if I did all.
Okay, so you did pour
Yeah.
something into it.
Yeah,
So
there was some in.
It seems like it starts to suddenly sprout a bit,
Whoa,
ooh,
but
that was
the
fast.
you can't tell. I'd say for this, roll me a nature check, Cinder, because you're
Oh.
the first one to do that.
Okay.
You have a +4 because of your +3 because of your intelligence, so you're not terrible in nature. That's enough.
Isn't that
As far
terrible?
as you can tell based on the reaction, the soil that's currently present in the second potted plant, it doesn't look appropriate to actually cultivate the seeds, it seems like they start to try and look for nutrients within it, and then it doesn't work.
Oof.
Mm.
Yeah, we need to feed it
Ah.
something. It's not looking good already.
But
I thought
because
you
of
didn't
how
put any soil in.
there was already some soil present in the
Oh,
pot.
okay.
I didn't mention that. But you
Okay.
do notice, because you rolled high enough, Cinder, the soil from the first one does seem like it's just porous enough to actually take in and provide a much better sort of like foundation for the plant itself.
From the first table?
From the first plot of land.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a first plot of land that just looks like it's for gardening. Like
Right.
it's styled to look like it's for gardening. A second one with the table with the potter in it. And the third one that has the sort of grave marker like earth.
Huh.
So maybe we should put some of the seeds into the plot and not the pot.
Well, yeah, graves are excellent for growing plants. You've got all that, pre-mixed compost.
That's
Hmm.
a nice way of looking at it.
Well, Mauricio was about to join that.
Wait, what?
Join the debt. What?
Well, I
Huh?
did say earlier they were going to become fertilizer if they tried to go through. I saw it.
Sometimes I don't know what time period
Wow.
you're talking in.
Are you saying I'm gonna die?
Yeah.
We all die. I mean, my name's on that gravestone. Maybe I will be fertilizer, and I just sort of start doing snow angels on the. I lie down next to the tombstone, and I'm doing snow angels.
Oh man, Maya, that's dirty. Don't. Oh,
Maya,
It's
No.
fine. There's
Hour later.
nothing wrong with a little bit of dirt, and
Maya.
honestly, they're right. Death is just a part of life.
Maya, make me a Constitution saving throw.
I am going to use my portent and 19 on the dice with my saving throw +5.
Okay, you make it. You take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Ah,
Oh, ouch.
Whoa,
Oh, maybe I was wrong.
Maya, what the heck?
As you see, suddenly the soil starts sapping some of the nutrients and like life energy out of you.
oh,
Get up,
maybe the
get up.
plant. Maybe the plants. Oh,
Grabs Maya and like
I start grabbing some of the soil with me as you're grabbing me, and I
no.
to the plant. It ate me, so I put myself in the soil.
Are you saying we gotta let it like suck us?
Take
Like,
I don't know. It needed magic. It needed me. I give you a part of myself, oh plant. And I drop the soil that I took a couple of handfuls, and I'm just like carrying it like a baby and dumping it on top of the plant, on top of the pot where the seeds were.
Are you sure you should be doing that?
So wait,
I'm
say
not
that one more time.
What?
Say what you were doing one more time.
So as I took the damage and I said my rambling speech, and Cinder helps me get up, I just take like a bunch of dirt with me, the grave soil, and I go and I dump whatever grave soil I had into the pot.
The pot, just the soil from the grave plot, when it falls into the potted plant, it just vanishes.
oh
Oh, I guess it's not
What?
me.
no, I think
No.
we're supposed to use the. I checked out the soil on the first table. It seems pretty.
I think that's the good soil that we should be using.
Yeah, let's try that one first. Don't use all the seeds, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't used all the seeds, but I go to the first table, grab some of the soil from that area, and bring it to the second table, the middle table, and put it in the pot with the seeds that were starting to grow.
So you've mixed the soil from the first plot and the seeds from the first plot into the second
In the pot,
plot,
yeah.
in the pot.
second one.
As you do, the soil just sets comfortably, and the seeds just start sprouting.
Sweet.
And you see very vibrant lavender blooms start coming out of it.
Oh, smells nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And right as
Interesting.
that happens, just move these onto the field. You see on a corner of each of on the top left and top right corner of the room ahead of you, sort of flanking the side of where the exit to this room might be, you see a massive earth elemental form just start rising out of it. It's not exactly an earth elemental, but flavor-wise, it looks like an earth elemental, and another one that looks like a centaur, but that is long deceased and become a corpse.
Oh.
And
Oh.
right
Uh-oh.
above you, Cinder, you see a gout of flame start firing down towards the potted plant.
Can I shield?
You have a round of actions to decide what are you doing in response to this.
Well, I mean, I have fire resistance, so I don't think I don't really care so much. Like,
So it'll be halved.
oh, it'll be halved? Okay.
Resistance means halved, immunity
Resistance,
means 0.
half damage.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm like, cool, but I also kind of jump back a bit from, because it's right above me, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'll like, sweet, but also like jump back.
I am bad at remembering windows.
It happens, don't worry. But as you back away, Cinder, the flame looks like it's just going to immediately ignite the lavender blooms if you step out.
Oh, wait.
I cast shield
All right.
and put myself on top of the plant, like sort of like body cover.
All right. You have a round of protection for this as the shield emanates. It blocks the first gout of flame, but it looks as though the flame is about to reignite. What are the rest of you doing? What is Mauricio, Mara, and Kiska doing? Because Maya and Cinder, I have your turns. What are y'all doing?
I want to see if I can like nullify that by casting Ray of Frost.
Okay, roll an attack roll and see what happens. Mauricio, what are you doing? Mara, what are you doing? One of you.
Marisa is just backing away, just watching what's going on. He's like, I'm not getting near that fire.
Okay, that's enough. You see it get frozen, and I'll say with the shield, you have about 2 rounds where it's going to be protected. But you also start seeing the earth elemental on the side and the centaur like zombie.
Uh-oh.
They are running at the potted plant.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
They don't look like they've acknowledged your presence in any way. They are running directly for the potted plant.
All this for a plant?
Oh.
Okay.
Does this have something to do with that clue they gave us?
I'm gonna take
Hey, I wasn't taking any notes, so both in character and out of character. So if
I'm gonna take 7 sharp thorns out of my pocket, whisper, protect us, and throw them out in front of us, and cast spike growth.
Okay, spike growth. So I've looked that up. Okay, so that's going to be, so that 20-foot radius,
nice.
Put it down. It's become difficult terrain. They have a movement speed of only 15. So they're only at most going to be able to move 5, but they are also at most 5 feet away from the planter. So
I'm shielding it with my body at the moment, so they'll have to, I guess, go through my AC.
Yep.
Is there any place we can take this plant? Maybe it's not supposed to stay here.
Right.
Take it to the grave.
Maybe we just need to protect the plant.
How far away is the grave from where the plant is?
About what you see on the map, each of those squares is about 5 feet
5
away. It's in the direct center of the map, so 5, 10, 15, about 15, 20 feet.
Okay. Can I cast Mage Hand to pick the plant up and put it over on the grave?
You can.
I want to do that.
Roll me either a strength check or an arcana check.
Okay. I will do strength. Does that work?
It has not registered. Did you just click strength?
Strength.
Because it hasn't gone through the chat.
Oh, sorry. There is another.
There, I see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So you try and use the mage hand to pick it up, and the table and the potted plant are anchored to the ground. It's not moving. I'm going to take that as one round of protection is gone. The frost with the fire is starting to melt, and you think you got about one round of actions before the fire ignites again, and it starts hitting Maya.
I'm gonna
I need
shield
another.
again.
Okay, that's 2 shields. You've given up.
Yep.
Everyone else, I need another round of actions as these creatures, they're moving again. What are you doing?
I'm
But
gonna
that's
do.
reaction though, so I still have an action.
Yes.
I would probably chill touch I guess the closest creature to me, which will be the centaur.
Okay.
So that
Centaur for the earth rune. That is just enough. So roll the damage.
me and my frickin' ones with that
Oddly-
particular spell.
Oddly enough, it unfortunately does not do as much damage as you expected. It seems to be resistant to necrotic damage.
The rider still applies though if they took damage, which is they can't heal.
All right. The creature does not seem interested in actually
Oh,
fighting.
they have disadvantage on the attack rolls against me as well if they
Okay.
decide to attack.
From what you can tell, after you summon the sort of skeletal spectral hand to attack them, the creature seems undeterred. What are the rest of you doing? You need to tell me right now. It's not like a super structured initiative. I'm just doing round for everyone. What are you doing?
Kiska's gonna do Ray of Frost again to stop the fire.
Okay, roll an attack. Cinder, what are you doing? Mauricio, Mara, start figuring out while I attend to Cinder's action. What are you doing, Cinder?
Cinder wants to wait on the takes out readies their 2 scimitars, but kind of talks back to Mauricio. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here with Maya since they're definitely coming after this plant. But maybe you should try moving this plant to the grave. Didn't someone mention we should move it?
Mauricio?
Mauricio's he's gonna try and cast Hold Person on the Earth Elemental?
You try and cast Hold Person, and it has no effect as this is not a humanoid. This is an elemental.
Oh, okay.
So Hold Person spell is expended. Kiska, you try and fire off a ray of frost. The flame, the intensity of it is too strong, and it's the melting protection provided by your frozen ray has worn off. This is round 2.
Okay.
Mara, what are you doing?
Did I see you said that they didn't attack Maya, right?
No, one, because they can't get physically close enough, and 2, like when Maya cast the spectral hand to do chill touch, it seemed to have any effect. It didn't seem to deter them. They don't suddenly seem like angry or interested. Their focus, from what you can see of the eye, any sort of eye-like structures on their face, are just zeroed in on the potted plant.
Which I'm body shielding right now with shield.
They're not interested in us.
Protect it until the time is right. We need to protect it until they get here and the fire can get them. I think.
Kiska is going to use Mage Hand this time instead of trying to pick up the pot, like actually to pick up some of the seeds and soil that's in the pot and take it over and have it go over to the grave.
The moment you do that, the seeds that land in the gravestone, the grave plot, wither and fade away. That's your action for the turn. Mara, you were talking, but you haven't done an action yet. You still have an action and a bonus action. Mauricio, you still had a bonus action technically if there's anything you wanted to add, but Mara, what are you doing?
Are they supposed to die?
I think so. I think
maybe
death
the
is not to
fire
be
is
feared.
supposed to hit. Yeah, maybe the fire is actually supposed to hit the pot.
Death is not to be feared. Death is not to be feared. Face it with courage and conviction.
Remember, the hint, as far as you can tell, because you seem to have all zeroed in on the correct hint, death is not to be feared, nor should life be taken for granted. Protect its fragile existence until the time is right. And when
Protect
death
it until
arrives,
the time is right.
face it with conviction and courage. When the time is right.
I think
That's
we need to
round.
protect it until they're here. I think.
Is the plant blooming anymore, or is it
No.
kind of just starting to sprout and that was it?
No, right now the arcane sigils and runes around the potted plant are glowing, but they seem to be like they have that kind of effect like when you power up something, like imagine like if you're jump starting a car where you're having the like initial like it starts to go up and then it just doesn't work. Like you start to partially get ignition and then it just doesn't go anywhere. It seems like based off what Mauricio knows, and depending on whether or not he shared that with all of you, something about the potted plant seems to require magical energy of some kind, which I've explained out of character. It requires spell slots to power it in some way. You don't.
I'm going to cast healing word on the plant.
Okay, Kiska, you said it seemed like you were going to do something.
I forgot.
I can give you a second while I respond to Mara's.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mara, as you cast the spell into the potted plant, and it real quickly, what does it look like for Mara spellcasting? Because like a druid tends to be naturalistic. What does Mara's look like for something like healing word? Is it just a shout? Like what is it?
It is like a waft of green energy, like you know how when you see your breath in the cold, like kind of that, but green, like curling and vaporous.
The vapor exhaled out of your body as it flows out, it just seems to have almost like a suction effect for like a vacuum, and it seeps into the potted plant. And the sigils flare up, and you see, okay, that's what it's going to be. You see a ward, an arcane abjurer's ward appear, a purple and green energy ward appear, defending the potted plant from above and all around it. That's now replacing Maya's shield.
Whoa.
So it seems to have gained strength from you putting in spell slots into it. So you don't know how strong it is, but you seem to have created a shield to protect it. This is round 3. What are you all doing? I need something from all of you. What are you doing? Because these creatures are going to take their turn to move faster.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
Expend a shield instead of on me. Sorry, a first level slot instead of on me into the plant following Mara's.
Okay. As you do that, the shield, the sort of like abjurous protective force that you've created, the ward gets stronger and it seems to be greater in intensity. That will be your reaction. You still have an action and a bonus action.
I'm going to do chill touch again because at least it's something. That's one of the few cantrip, and that's the only cantrip damage spell I know.
Okay, roll it. And yeah.
Holy
Christ. It's half damage, but it hits. Cool. It's damage.
Sorry.
No.
So rare that
for viewers joining us and are unaware, Miriam rolls terribly on damage rolls for chill touch. We're all
for just chill touch.
For just chill touch. It is the only cantrip apparently that they cannot get actual damage on. So we are relishing that rare moment of that happening. But Okay, Maya, that's your turn. What is everyone else doing? Cinder, Mauricio, Kiska, I need something. Someone pipe up because this is round
Yes.
3.
So Kiska, like this is what I wanted to do. I sort of accidentally clicked it early, but she wants to do Scorching Ray into the plant.
Okay.
So I get
Three rays.
Yeah, so I can do 2 more. I'll just use that first one as the first.
Okay. So roll that up. Tell me what the final damage is. Mauricio, what are
Yes.
you doing?
I'm going to step in between the plant and the 2 golems, the golem and the centaur. Yeah, and I guess I'll cast was it Hex Ward on Blade Ward on myself.
Okay. So you have the resistance to the piercing, the bludgeoning, and slashing damage until next turn. Okay, that's your action. Is there anything else for bonus action you want to do, or are you good?
I'm good right now.
All right, those are some solid rolls, and they all work. Okay, you see as you fire the Scorching Ray into the plant, the sigils absorb the magical energy from it, and the ward flares out into sort of a dome of defensive energy around it. Mara, what are you doing?
I am going to that's not what I'm going to do.
I chuck magic stones at all of my enemies. Made from the spike growth.
Something I can do into it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters if it's a damaging spell or not. It seems to be doing the opposite and giving it protection.
All right, I'm gonna try doing Thorn Whip at it and see if that does anything.
Okay. Okay. The effect, the Thorn Whip seems to be the energy conjured from it. While you don't roll very high to hit, it does work. But it seems like the sigils have not a negative reaction, but an incredibly reduced reaction, with that being just a cantrip.
Oh no.
And it doesn't seem to do very much. But as the creatures move around and get into a position to hit the planter, even with Mauricio there, they're just sort of flanking you. And both of them are reeling back to do a fist punch with their weapons or their arms to hit the ward. We approach round 4. The flame above stops. The elemental and the centaur zombie stop. They stand to attention. They walk back to the post they were at, and they sink back into the ground. And you see on the potted planter, the lavender is in full bloom. No exit is opened up, but as far as you can tell, you have protected it.
Okay.
How nice does it smell?
It smells wonderful. It smells like, think of the most bougie level of soaps that you can think of. We're at like billionaire tier lavender blossom bloom smells. It's the freshest. It smells like every bit of nature and home that keeps you happy, safe, and content, Mara. It's beautiful.
So it takes 3 rounds to grow? I asked Mara in a very kind of like, really?
What are rounds? No,
I like to think diviners break the 4th wall every now and then.
Sorry. I meant to say, so it takes takes a minute or like several moments to grow. I should grow more things.
12 seconds.
Usually it takes a lot longer, but I think this is magic, so normal rules need not apply.
Magic.
Okay, now we just got to get out of here.
Magic. Who would have ever thought?
Oh, so why would anyone try to grow them from scratch when magic makes it faster?
Well, because it's just so rewarding to watch this living thing, struggle out of the ground and learn what it's becoming and reach up towards the sun or just in the ground if you're growing something that doesn't need the sun like a fungus. And it's a very beautiful process to check on it day by day.
Bugs on it.
Yeah, the bugs are part of it too. It's all this big beautiful life cycle.
And then I see it growing little flowers and birds coming and chomping on it and pooping on it.
Yeah, that's part of the life cycle too.
Yes.
Right. You go, Mauricio.
Okay, it's a fairly good lesson. Magic makes things mad. As he's writing this in his book.
This gave me a lot more stress than I needed. Can we move forward? We gotta rescue.
Right as you say that, you hear a click, and the table, the potted plant, it seems to. It doesn't move on its own, but it doesn't look as stuck to the table anymore. It looks like it can be moved.
Ooh.
Huh. So I guess did we face death with conviction and courage, or do we still have to do that?
Well, we did it for a plant, so
I think this means we won the broom.
I guess we have to kill it?
What?
Well, yeah.
Well, it says when death arrives, face it with conviction and courage. So I guess the plant now has to face its demise with conviction and courage, as I sort of looked and put my hand to smush part of it.
No, I don't think you should do that.
Don't do that. Oh,
not do that.
That's so sad.
As you do that,
I don't actually do it. I'm sort of hesitating to do it.
It seems as though there's a faint little aura around it that seems to be like a thread of the lavender energy, and the ward has now sort of linked itself, sort of pointing or gesturing in the direction of the third plot of land in front of the gravestone.
Oh, we do to it what I did to when I did snow angels. We make it do snow angels.
Oh, the grave.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did snow angel or dirt angel.
It's a very weird lesson. Magic is the death of all. Huh.
Well, it's more like, everything has its place in the universe, and we all have our time to live and be born and die. And, it's kind of inevitable, but it's beautiful in, the fragileness of it.
Huh.
Well, everyone discusses death, and Cinder goes over to the pot, tries to, sees that it lifts up, and then walks over to the tombstone. And then I look around. Cinder looks to the group and goes, "Well, should I put it in?"
Yeah. Give it a dirt bath.
All right.
Oh, make it a little bit more dignified than that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna toss it in, Josh. Gosh. So I kind of put the pot in gently.
Words are hard.
On top or right in front of the tombstone, and put some dirt around it. Make sure it's pat the dirt.
As you do, a mass of vines and thorns.
Whoa! Oh gosh!
It doesn't hurt you, but they take hold of the potted plant and the lavender blooms. You just see them slowly wither away, and the energy just sort of goes into the ground. But for any of you who happen to be watching the gravestone, your names are no longer listed on there.
Oh, I'm watching the plant this whole time.
Yeah. And suddenly you see rising from behind the gravestone a figure.
Oh,
Looks for any of you who've ever seen a very famous the Scream painting, or alternatively have ever watched I think it's like the Brendan Fraser live action The Mummy, with how the mummy like sucks out someone's like
oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
this creature's
Yeah, Dementor
looks
esque.
stretched down like,
Oh.
Okay.
and it's just these
Uh,
long alien like fingers, but as it rises from the grave,
Ugh.
it just walks over to the exit, and but the entire time it's keeping its face down, but it gestures in the direction of all of you, and it just does one of these.
Oh, we're supposed to follow.
yeah.
Do we gotta? Do we have to?
I mean, I'm not too keen on following creepy death guy, but it does seem like
Man.
that's what we're being asked
Damn
to
it!
That might be the death we have to face.
do. Yeah, it might be.
Bear in mind, it's not looking at any of you. It looks as though it's just standing where the exit might be, and it's just waiting patiently.
Okay.
Have I
Mara's
learned
just gonna-
about who this is?
Just gonna walk toward it.
Mauricio follows.
I
Can
follow
I
as well.
do some sort of a lore, like whether it's a creature I've come across?
Nature check, or nature or history, I'd say either one of those for anyone who wants to guess, give a sense of what it might be.
Oh yeah, I do.
Do nature.
History. Damn.
Is it nature?
You said nature or history?
Or history. I
Yeah.
think either would apply here. So, for pretty much everyone but Maya, oddly,
The future is unclear.
the future is unclear at this moment. And also Kiska, everyone else besides those two, you know exactly what this creature is. This is a rather unpleasant being known. It is an undead,
Oh.
oftentimes very evil,
Ugh.
known as a bodak. That it's known to possess a yes, I have the same things going through my head as I say that too. But you know that this creature has a natural ability that for anyone who its eyes look at, the accounts that you've read or heard stories about or done research on say that this can incapacitate you or leave you to a point of death. The fright of looking at the creature is so terrible that for those who do poorly against it, when they do so, they can mechanically they drop to 0. So what do you do? As we are approaching the break time, but this is basically the last thing before we go to break for folks. But what do you all do? The creature is, again, at the exit, just like this, just hunched over, long, tattered, green-gray cloak, and it's just gesturing towards all of you.
I mean, Kiska doesn't know this, so she's still like approaching.
Do everyone else mention something?
Does anybody
like-
want to say something?
Yeah,
Mara's not saying anything. She's just
Do you think?
Mauricio's gonna be like, just don't look at its eyes.
I look
Oh.
down and walk forward.
Okay. Yeah, Kiska will like avert her eyes now, but keep going toward the figure.
Same.
I walk straight. I walk straight ahead as well, but my head is up. But I just don't look at the bodak.
yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. And Mauricio's writing in the book and saying aloud, like, lesson learned. Magic takes and takes and takes and then kills. Awesome.
So, nothing seems to be happening. The bodak nothing in the room has changed outside of that. The bodak is just waiting patiently, standing there.
Am I literally blindly walking right into it as it's
Yep.
walking the exit?
Yep.
Does she walk through it or
They
run
don't walk
into
through
it?
it. They just walk into it, and it starts to turn its head up at you.
Oh.
Look down.
Oh, we face it with
Oh, we're
conviction and courage. Mara's gonna
So we're
look at it.
supposed to look at it.
Mara's gonna look at it.
Mara,
I
look
was
at it.
looking
Roll
straight
me a
ahead anyway, so
Constitution
I was
saving
already
throw, Mara.
looking.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that is enough. You feel this overwhelming sense of fear and just terror just take hold of your body and pierce through your mind. You're going to take 16 points of psychic damage, but you do not collapse. You do not
I can't math.
happen anything else. You
Are you okay,
feel
Mara?
pain, but the Bodak lets you pass, Mara.
I will use luck to reduce, hopefully get a better... Yeah, I take the second one.
Okay. Same thing, 16 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh, it would appear we have had a rate. Oh, roll call RP. Thank you so much for rating us right now. We have 4 other people joining us.
Hello.
We're
Hey!
getting near the break section. For those of you tuning in, we're gonna once we finish up this little bit, our players are looking into the face of death, literally. You come in at a wonderful moment.
Are we all doing the save then, since we're all facing?
If you're looking at it,
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm
everyone,
gonna.
everyone do the Constitution save.
What?
Uh,
That was supposed to be my strong one.
I don't feel confident about this.
Okay. Just waiting on Kiska. All right, for everyone who rolled a 13 or higher, you take only 16 points of psychic damage, and that's it.
Only.
Oh, I know, right?
The creature in turn stares at all of you, and then it just walks back behind the gravestone, and it just sinks back into the earth. And you see a projection of the Fire Ganassi professor and the Orc professor appear in front of you, and they state the following. Like the seedlings which flourish all across Agni, wizarding prowess requires time, tenderness, and above all, protection. Tend to the potential you have within you, never forgetting that where you once began can become something far beyond your imagination. And when your time for studying in life ends, know that you rejoin the cycle of knowledge and life that we are all a part of. When death finally arrives, greet it as simply another journey, a new road stop along the path of knowledge that others will have when they hear of your legacy and discoveries. Congratulations, and continue on. The wall where the exit would be slowly parts, and you see an exit to the room. You are free to leave.
I yell up at where the professors were at. Couldn't you just give us a written test or something, like a scenario or something? Jeez, man, God.
You hear in a somewhat like impish, sarcastic tone. Dissertation. We are the committee. Deal with it.
Yeah, I remember.
I guess.
There was
Yeah.
a test where apparently we had to go through a whole bunch of spikes. Some were real and some weren't. Something like that.
Not gonna listen. Not even go. I don't want to know. I just walk kids.
Kiska's going to be like, well, I mean, this has turned out better than other group projects I've done. At least everybody pulled their own weight.
Marissa's like, can the next one at least not hurt?
Does
Probably and like an 8-ball, I say the outcome unlikely as I walk forward.
is
On that note, on that lovely divining note, we are going to take a break and going to head off for about 10 minutes. We'll be back as the group journeys through more of the dissertation research grounds and continues on with this one shot. So we'll see you all again real soon.
See you in 10.
Hello again, everybody. You're joining us at a little over the halfway mark for this wonderful session. Oh God, the Potu puppet has returned. Strength, potion.
Okay, he's gone now.
Puppet. Thank God, I was not going to last very long. But so you see, for those of you just joining us, we're doing a one-shot D&D 5e, in which our party is a group of various spellcasters of different sorts who are traversing through essentially the research and experimentation wing for graduate students at a magic academy. They've made it through one room that I will reveal out of character was the necromancy and abjuris specialist room. Now you enter a new room. Now you see before you a pit marked with 3 different paths, each just long lines of stone just a little bit ahead of you. And outside of the path, it just looks like it descends down into the abyss. And you see, once again, 2 statues of a similar elemental bent that you saw to the 2 statues in the previous room, full of plate armor. These ones with almost a sort of corporeal form made of flame. But they aren't the things that stand out the most to you, because what you see guarding what you must presume is the exit to this room is a 15... Yeah, there we go. I have the dimensions correct. You see a red dragon on the other end of this room. About 15 by 15 squares. So it's about 25 feet in length, just staring at all of you and just growling and just very pissed and angry.
Would anyone happen to know if a hint relates to this one?
I would like everyone to make a perception check.
Okay. Oh no.
This isn't Lapu. This is the one you're not actually good at.
Yeah,
But
I miss Lapu right now.
Oh no.
Mauricio, you see above the entryway that you just came through that is suddenly turned to solid stone, so there is no exit from where you came from. You see 2 symbols. One is of a fireball with multiple ice shards, lightning, and wind around it. And another one has the same sort of stylistic pattern that Moira's robes had, of the after image effect that as you pass by it, you see it almost looks like you can't tell which ones are real. But you see that above the doorway that you just passed through, the dragon on the other end of this room, and 3 just stone pathways.
Well, if all these rooms are based off the teachers, then I believe this was Moira's room. She gave us the first hint, right?
Thank
Something
you.
about-
Something bombastic.
Was that hers? I thought hers. Yes,
That was
danger
hers.
can be ever present, right?
Danger can be ever present, but
Yep,
its forms
dragon.
all come in bombastic displays. Sometimes the simplest trick will carry you a long way in accomplishing your goals.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with bombastic, ever fantastic, something.
That sounds like a song.
That sounds like a bad song.
Hey.
Suddenly I feel like I'm in middle school again.
Yeah. Hold on, sir.
Adding hit points to that creature. Adding hit points to that.
Out of character, I totally disagree with myself, but
Okay. I was gonna say.
But so, yeah, you see what, for all intents and purposes, looks like a massive red dragon on the end of this room, and 3 stone pathways leading towards the exit, which presumably is guarded by the dragon.
So there's a trick to this, right? Is that what we're
So, I mean, a really simple trick would be like, we go one way, we'd be like, hey, look over there.
Oh, pardon,
And-
actually, let me interrupt. I did make a mistake. It's not stone platforms. You see left path, it looks like cooled molten rock that's still emanating a constant heat to it. The center path just looks like plain stone. So what description I gave. And the right looks like a trail of icy platforms that look stable and could hold all of you. So
They all three look stable, or just the last
all
one?
three look stable. The left one just looks the most dangerous, as it's just like molten rock that's still emanating like very intense heat. The center one is a stone path that looks relatively plain, and the right path is icy platforms. That was my mistake. I did not look at my notes before I started improving.
How
research.
far? So 10,
The simple
20,
way, right?
30, 40, 50. I turn to Mara and I say, would you like to travel with me?
Okay. What do you have in mind?
I grab you and cast Dimension Door to the other side.
Ow. Thanks for the invite.
Unfortunately, the way the spell's worded, I can only take a creature of my size or smaller, and I'm small.
So 2 things happen for both of you.
Oh dear.
One, I need both of you to roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Not enough?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Mara, I also need an intelligence saving throw. I believe you're trained in this as a druid.
I thought I just did it.
Oh shit, sorry, I didn't see it. I missed that. No, neither of you make it.
Oh no.
So that is let's see. Oh yes, it's a red dragon, so you both take 25 points of fire damage.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That's really bad.
Ooh.
And now I also need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna use another luck point.
That's
to
better.
roll that wisdom. Yeah, I'm a little happier with that.
Yeah, you both save. You suddenly feel like there is this dazzling display of hypnotic pattern images starting to overtake your mind. And then it stops and you hear a very familiar, bored voice saying, "Oh, grand, someone else trying to cheat their way through an exam again. I'm unsurprised."
Oh, is this the dragon?
The voice doesn't continue. It sounds like just a pre-recorded message.
It's like anytime someone tries to do something, this triggers, I imagine.
Moira, you little punk.
I'm gonna call back over. Hey guys, don't try what we just did. It was really bad.
Are you okay?
Not really.
Uh-oh.
You guys need healing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast healing something. Hold on, let me
It's your
healing word on both of us.
Okay, roll up for whatever level you're casting it at. But
Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing? Because Mara's turn has been this.
Yeah, Maya, how bad off are you feeling?
On a scale of 66, I'm a 20.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it at second.
While you're figuring that out, Cinder, Kiska, Mauricio, what are you doing? Because you see 3 possible ways to traverse the area across.
Well, my guess is from the hint that the middle way is a trap. So...
But it said simple, right? Didn't what did it say?
Well, I think what it means is danger doesn't always look dangerous.
So we go to the fire? Yeah, to the fire? Yeah.
I guess I'll try it.
Does Cinder try the coal path?
Oh yeah, maybe we should. Yeah, Mauricio, maybe we should split up and try.
Right. I'll try the fire path. You try the cold path, or
I guess. Wait, hold on. How are you health wise? Are you okay? Can you go alone?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
It's just the gnome and the halfling.
Okay. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds, not healing word. Cure Wounds at 3rd level on Maya, and at 4th level on me.
Okay. So Cinder, Mauricio, Kiska. So Cinder, you're wanting to go the molten path. Mauricio, you're trying the ice path. Kiska, what are you doing? Just to be sure I have everyone's understanding.
Yeah, Mauricio, maybe I should try the molten because at least like I can survive some burns where I don't know about you. Like,
All right.
yeah, you want to take the ice path?
It's
in case?
technically the way it's worded that because you cast at a higher level, Mara, it's 18 points to Maya. Actually, that's what that higher level cast note means. So you got 18 points of healing, Maya.
Aha.
So Cinder, you're going fire. Mauricio, you're going ice. Kiska, what are you
Yes.
doing?
Thank
You're
you.
muted.
I am just watching.
Okay. So Mauricio, I will attend to you first. Let me double check. What is this? Okay. Mauricio, the moment you step on the icy platforms, you suddenly feel like your feet are being intensely burned. And you feel it's strange. It feels with the way the terrain with the ice platforms is structured, it should be like relatively like clean, the line like stable. You're feeling something scaly and something moving beneath you. You take 7 points of fire damage as your feet touch this. You're burning.
Can I
Oops.
do a reaction to that?
Yes, you can.
Absorb element.
Okay.
That do anything?
Yes, that will have the damage for you. So
Okay.
that's 3
Nice.
points of fire damage. Cinder, the moment you step on the hot coals, that even for a fire ganassi, it would still be like terribly painful for you to do this.
Yeah, this is pretty hot, but I'm cool.
You don't feel anything.
I'm cool.
They're cool.
What the?
They're not harming you at all. It feels like
Hey.
walking on plain stone.
Huh. I just start skipping across the rocks and the molten lava. Yeah. All right. And then I land at the end.
Yeah, you make it without any issue.
Well,
So I think Kiska, having seen that, is now actually going to follow.
Kiska, this way.
Yeah. So she's going to walk across.
Kiska, you follow. Same thing. Nothing happens. The dragon is now staring at the two of you, but it doesn't seem hostile. Like it's staring at you, but it's not hostile.
Mauricio, shouldn't you come with us?
Does that way seem better? This one kind of
I
burns.
mean, we're still here and nothing happened. So
yeah. I didn't feel anything. It's not.
I feel fine too. Well,
So Mauricio, did you get off the right pathway or did you stay on it?
What depends. It just started burning immediately, or
Immediately.
yeah, that would have stepped off.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking. But
yeah. All right. Well, if that one doesn't hurt, then I'll go that way.
Yeah, just walk on through.
Yeah, I follow after getting some healing from Mara.
Are we already on the other side, or did we?
You're on the other side. Just the
Okay.
dragon is doing like sort of like doing one of these, going back and forth between looking at the two groups because you're kind of split up right now with you and Maya, and the rest of the group is on the other side. The dragon looks incredibly hostile towards Maya and Mara right now.
I start waving at the dragon.
We're little nuggets.
can I try to
Should we like
talk to the dragon?
Should we walk over there and walk back this way? Maybe.
It doesn't respond.
Maybe the dragon isn't real.
Can I go poke the dragon?
You can.
Be
You choose to
careful.
poke the dragon.
I think
Yeah,
I think you guys have to actually come across the path the same way we did. So I think you have to go back and then walk across.
Yeah, I don't think the dragon likes cheaters.
Yeah.
Maya, roll me an investigation check.
Okay, yeah.
This thing feels real, and it does not seem quite happy. Oh, you re-rolled it?
No,
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the investigation for Mara. Mara, to you, this thing looks scary as shit, and it looks like it's going to burn Maya. Maya, you poke it, your hand goes through. It's not real.
not real, not real.
Oh.
And I go stand in the middle of the dragon.
That is really convincing.
For our viewers and for our players' benefit, this is a spell called Illusory Dragon. It's one of my favorite spells because it literally summons a fucking real dragon until people figure out it's real.
Or
But-
not real.
Exactly. As you do that, Maya, the whole room, there's a pulse of energy,
Oh no.
and you see the dragon disappears. The right path that Mauricio had been on is just lined with serpentine-like elemental fire creatures known as salamanders.
Ooh.
And you see what was not present, a ceiling high above you with 3 arcane runes positioned above the center path. That as the pulse of energy goes off, you see 6 scorching ray shots fire out of it. And the left path, it's just cold. It's just coals that haven't been heated. An illusion just sweeps through the entire, it fades throughout the entire room.
Huh.
I think we passed,
Uh,
maybe.
A projection of the humanoid evocation specialist, Professor Amoira, appears, and they speak the following. The measure of someone's magical prowess can come from nature or the harnessing of the elements in bold, triumphant displays. But never doubt how far subtlety will take you, and how much its influence can guide the most extraordinary of magical discoveries. Congratulations. You may move on.
lessons learned. Illusion magic sucks.
Woo! Fire is awesome. Lesson learned.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
Yes, illusion magic sucks and fire is awesome. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Okay, you have years to learn, Mara. I mean,
Wait, Maya, didn't you go through this test already?
Or do they change the test every year?
they change it.
That's
They
fair.
change it every year. I mean, it's similar things, and sometimes they even change the pairs. All I know is that 2 professors group up to see how many come out alive.
Wait, how could you foresee my death but not foresee yourself cheating?
Maybe it's one of those things where you don't know you're going to do it until you do it.
Yeah, you know, there's
Or-
this thing where there's multiple strings, but you don't know on which strings the ants are gonna go. And then once they go on those strings, then suddenly their path can change. And I only see like a couple of steps ahead.
As
And
you-
also because
it also seems like it's harder to look at your own actions than it is to see others.
yeah, I mean, when I see things as myself. So it's hard for me to see myself do things because I can't see myself.
Yeah, it's like how you can't see your own face.
I
Yeah.
start walking towards the exit again.
yeah, while this is happening, another exit
The
is
third step.
It's like, let's continue this philosophical discussion later after we passed.
After we're
Watch out
not
for the
in
third
danger.
step, Cinder.
On the 3rd step, I go, God! Fallen.
Damn it.
God! Damn it!
I said that earlier. Don't feel bad.
Igni! God! And I just kind of curse my way.
You-
1 second, my cat is on the counter. I need to shoo him off.
no worries. But
Get-
yeah,
Oh, okay. He got scared.
you pass through this exitway, and you see a set of double doors in front of you that open. We will deal with cat-related things as they happen. And you enter into another room. This one. Different than the ones you've passed before.
Huh.
Okay.
Open area, mass set of bookshelves lining all across the walls and the sides of this. And you see in the center of it this hulking stone construct with various arcane symbols all across it. Its whole armor just earth and stone just cracked together that does not appear active at the moment. And you see a gleaming red, orange, and yellow sphere stuck in the center of this creature. And you just see there is a young girl along the side of the room, a half-orc girl who...
Is that her?
She appears to be dressed in the basic set of students' robes with little bits of personal artwork trimmed and sewn around the collar. And
What was her name? Does anybody remember?
Beatrice.
Beatrice. Yes.
You see her there, but as you're walking into this room, and if all of you could please move your tokens to the southern part of this room on the map that I've changed over for all of you.
I stop Cinder as we go, and I whisper in almost like, again, my glazed look, when the time comes, put everything you have and you will succeed. And then I let go.
Where's our tokens?
So
What you do, go to the journal tab on Roll20, and then just drag while holding onto your name. Southern part of the map, southern.
Southern, okay.
So bottom square section. So just wherever you'd like to spread out, but you hear a voice call out to all of you as you were doing that, as you were moving into this room.
Wait, how do I get my...
Here, I'll drag it over for you.
You,
Yeah.
There you
click
go.
and hold your
Oh.
name.
There I
You
am.
can drag it
And
in.
I will add Mara's right there.
Thank you.
You're all roughly scattered here. But so as you walk into this room, you hear a rather kind of slimy, weaselly kind of voice just kind of call out to all of you. Like, who disturbs my work in here? I've stolen the jewel, and I would like to be left to my brilliance and expertise here without any interlopers. Who are you? Explain yourselves.
That's okay. We came for the girl. We'll just take the girl and go.
Oh, no. I need her. Her life essence should feel the last bit of the construct's assembly. It should put it to its proper form. It is not quite finished as of yet.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, I certainly can. The world will know the brilliance of Jeremy Constance Rowling. They will know my wisdom.
Jeremy Constant Rowling.
Your enemy is J.K. Rowling.
I think we broke Mara.
Oh God. Okay.
How do you spell Constance?
With
Like
the K.
With a K.
Of course.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought this. Okay. Yes.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
And you also hear him reply to Yamara as well. Plus, she's a girl of terrible nature. None of her kind should be involved in the campuses anyways. They're not proper to study magic.
Her life has a purpose.
All right, that's not cool.
Okay.
I
yeah.
cast polymorph.
On what?
On-
You don't see them. They're just hear this voice emanating out. You don't know where they're at.
Will we see Beatrice?
You see Beatrice on the floor.
Can I
She-
cast
Continue.
see invisibility?
You could.
Okay, I do that. The itself as it okay, so I guess it's whatever my vision is. So
Unfortunately, right as you do that, as you're casting the spell,
Mhm.
Let me double check the level on this.
it's a level 2 spell, my spell.
Oh no, not on your spell, on his spell.
Okay.
To be certain, it's not too high a level for this. Oh, he could do that. Wonderful. It's the only one he can do, but he can do that. I think that can hit all of you. Yeah, he's going to do that. You all suddenly see out of the corner of your eyes a figure appear, breaking his invisibility. Right at the same moment, a red bead of energy flies out of his fingertips and ignites the area where all of you are centered as a fireball is fired directly at all of you.
Can I
Absorb
cast
element.
counterspell?
You cannot see him when he casts the spell, so you cannot counterspell it.
I will absorb elements as a reaction.
But
Same.
this 20-foot radius sphere of fire just explodes. And I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from everybody.
But we can do the reaction of absorb elements.
No, you can do you
Okay.
can still do the absorb elements. That's going to give
I'm
you
gonna
resistance
burn my
automatically.
last luck.
Okay. But,
I'm gonna stick with my second.
Okay. But for absorb elements, for anyone who casts that, that'll have whatever this damage is going to be automatically. But it's...
Oh, that's not good for Kiska.
Yeah, that's not enough. So for anyone who rolled... Avoid that. Anyone who rolled below a 14...
Oh, my luck stone just saved me.
You are taking 28 points of fire damage.
That's halved.
That's if you don't save. If you cast absorb elements, that will be 14. If you saved on the throw, you're only taking 7. So
Okay.
Cinder, you normally are already resistant, so you would take 14 for making the save, but you also made without anything else, but you made the save, so you only take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Maya, you saved, so you take 14. Kiska, you didn't save, but you have absorb elements, that's 14. Marisa, you saved, so that would be 14. Then absorb elements, you're at 7.
I also did absorb elements, so that
So
So
yeah,
I'm-
have whatever I told you. Mara, you don't have absorb elements, and you failed the save, so you're at 28 points of damage.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
no.
I'm
And
at 0.
yeah, and with that, I'm gonna need initiative from everybody.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
As the last thing you hear before the fireball takes is he says, "Felicitas, kill them." And you start seeing this golem, this construct creature activating.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So who's down?
Me.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Roll 20, stop being a butt. Such a pain on the best of days. So Mauricio, yeah, and then Mara's. So Mara, thankfully, is low on the initiative order. So that might actually save you depending on what happens next.
Where's
But-
the girl in all of this?
The girl, she's away from you for the purposes of not adding more complications to the map. She's just tucked along the far left wall. She's out of the range of the fireball, so she's in no harm immediately. But you just see the enchanter.
So like here?
Yeah, she's like bottom left corner, but she's out of
Okay.
the range of everything. But with that having kicked in, it is Maya. You have the first go as you are all reeling from this fireball that's ignited in front of all of you.
I am going to use I'm going to cast mirror image on myself.
Okay. Mirror image that will give you the 3 that will protect you for the
Yeah, I'll
D20
post the
rolls.
spell. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your action. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
I am going to also move towards the girl. So 10, 20. I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And I'm not going to do anything else for my bonus.
Okay. That being the case, Mauricio, it is your turn.
Yes. So I am going to. I guess I'll rush over to Mara and cast Healing Word.
Okay.
Oh, is that just one?
That'll be your bonus action. And it, as a note to you, because you would know this, it does have a range of 60 feet. So if you didn't want to roll over there and get closer to anything else, you could use your movement for that, because you're pretty much in range wherever you're at to hit Mara with that as well. But that's up to you.
Yeah. I want to stand in front of Mara. Is this Mara right here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to stand in front of her, just in case. And that's my action. That's my turn.
Muted. Okay. So, all right. So you used a bonus action for healing, where you still have an action you can do. Are you like? What are you doing?
Then as a.
So Kiska, you're going to be up after the next enemy.
Okay.
Prepped.
Can I cast blindness on the golem?
Unfortunately, because you've used a leveled spell, you have.
I can't cast that spell, right? Yes. Okay. If I can do it, then I'm going to cast. I'm just gonna cast Blade Ward on myself then.
Okay. All right. So that's it for Mauricio's turn. It is now Rowling's turn. So he. Yeah, why not? Why don't we give that one a go? He is going to hold up his hands. Well, first off, yeah, he's in range for all that. He's going to run over here closer to the golem. You can see him.
Okay.
He is going to, let's see. Yeah. You look pretty strong. He stares in the direction of Cinder. Let's take you, and you. And with an upcast 5th level hold person, he is going to
Counter
target.
spell.
All right.
I have a spell slot, 4th level. No, 3rd level.
All right. So you have to do. So roll a check for intelligence, I believe, because you're wizard, you're divine or wizard. Roll a check for that to see.
Intelligence check.
Yes, it's a DC of 15.
Okay.
It's a 5th level spell.
I really don't want that to happen. So my portent, I roll a 20.
Okay. He's a little confused by that happening, and frustrated by it, but 20. He'll use the rest of his movement to get farther back. And now, Kiska, it is your turn.
Okay. Kiska is going to point toward the golem and cast lightning bolt at 4th level.
Okay. What is let that go. It'll probably ask you to.
So it's a dex save.
Uptick the level on lightning bolts. It rolled with its advantage because you notice as your lightning bolt tries to crest across the creature's frame, the magic of the sphere reacts and it attempts to protect it, which mechanically out of character, it has magic resistance. So it'll get advantage on all of your saves. You know this, but it failed unless depending on what your DC is. So what is your spell save DC?
14.
It rolled a 15, -1 on dex. So it will take half damage of whatever you roll up. So
okay.
So if you just click lightning bolt, it should ask you what level you want to cast it. Input
Okay, I
force,
was going to
and
say I don't
yeah.
know how to change the.
Yeah, so
the
go
level.
to your spells, click lightning bolt. It'll ask for a
Okay, I
prompt,
see
so
it.
what to do it, and then put it in, and whatever the damage is, it will be halved because it just saved. It's doing that thing where it does spell description here. I'll pull it up real quick.
Okay.
Without too much-
Yeah, it just.
Or alternatively, just do roll 8d6 in the chat. Just do /r space 8d6, and that's what we'll do for it. Well, 96, pardon. And that's what we'll do just to keep things going. Mara, start prepping what your turn is, what you're going to do for your turn, because you're awake, so you're just prone. You just got nearly melted, as you've been twice today by a dragon and now a annoying spellcaster.
It's a bad day.
It's a bad day. It's a bad day. Yeah, that's going to be 15 points of lightning damage against this hulking stone golem's form, but it seems relatively undeterred by this. Like, it didn't have any resistance to the damage, but it seems it's not hurting that much. But yeah, unless you have something else for your bonus action, that is going to be your turn, Kiska. Also, your movement, depending on where you want to go.
Yeah. Darn, I forgot about my meta magic. Okay.
It happens.
That is all I can do for this turn.
Also, Mara, while you start telling me what you're going to do for your turn, Kiska, just roll a perception check for me, and I'll tell you if anything comes from it.
Okay.
But Mara, what you doing?
Okay.
You're on the ground. You're prone.
I don't know what just happened.
I'm prone. I'm on the ground. Okay, well, I'm not feeling very good. I am going to wild shape into a brown bear.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how this works on D20. I have
No,
the stats.
Whatever the stats is, you can just input the manual D20 rolls into the chat, and we'll just do it that way. You just do backspace R. You do /R space, then whatever the roll is, so 1d20 plus whatever its modifier would be, and we'll take that as the roll for your attacks. But just tell me what you wanted to do, and I'll help you figure out how to do it most efficiently. But brown bear, so we'll say you are a brown bear. You all see the little gnome just turn into a big ass brown bear.
Brown bear. What?
Okay. All right. Big hulking thing right there. Can I run to it? Speed is 40 feet.
You going to the golem?
Well, okay, wait, where's the
other one is right over here. It's 5 spaces for each square, so you're right over here. So you could just reach him.
All right. I'm going to the bigger threat. I'm going to that
Golem
guy.
Or spellcaster.
Huh?
Golem or spellcaster?
Spellcaster.
Okay, so you're going to the spellcaster, so I'll move your token. So,
Rah.
all right. So feel free to. You're going to do the RARs?
Do the rah. Okay, let's see. Actions. Multi-attack. Bear makes 2 attack, one with its bite and one with its claws.
Okay, so if you have a Roll20 on hand, like a physical one, I will also accept that just for the sake of expediency. So we're not trying to drag
I do. Hold on. Let me. Okay.
God, I hear so many dice. It's like
I have giant bag. Okay.
Oh my God, I love that.
All right.
Roll it, add your modifiers, and tell me what you get, and then I'll tell you whether or not you hit this thing.
Okay. So bite is +5 to hit. So
roll it up.
16 plus 5, 21.
That hits him.
Okay, so that's 1d8 plus 4 piercing damage. I have a d8 around here somewhere.
I'll take the average for it on that case just to keep things going. So that's going to be 8 points of slashing damage. He does not like that. He does not like bear. Bear is no good for him. And it does connect.
And okay, claws. Again, +5 to hit.
Okay.
That is 12 + 5, 17.
That would hit. He's going to use reaction to shield, and he's going to deflect the claw.
Okay, so that does not hit.
That does not hit.
Rah!
A small gnome is now doing rah, 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 rah. So,
I'm a free bitch, baby.
wait a minute. You are not a Circle of the Moon druid, correct? Or are you Circle of the Moon?
I'm Circle of the Land, but I have 2 wild shapes.
Right, but you have to use your action to wild shape, so you wouldn't be able to attack, but you would be able to get close. You would be able to get close to him, so you're still within range, but I'm going to retract the damage.
Provoke.
Okay.
Oh.
You can still provoke.
Yeah, he can't leave your space without provoking an attack from an angry ass bear.
Okay, rah!
But
Still angry.
it is
Pissed
the
off.
golem's turn now. I am going to roll to see who he goes after. Maya's 1, Kiska's 2, Mauricia's 3, Cinder's 4, Mara is 5.
On my D8.
Maya.
I guess I saw that coming.
Oh, no.
I can only take so many puns at any given moment. So yeah, it's going to get close to both Kiska and Maya, and it is going to use
Shield!
I mean, would you like to cast shield on the stone golem? I would happily take a shield being cast on my stone golem.
No, on myself!
Okay. That's what I thought.
It's a 21!
I don't think that's going to work against a natural 20.
Okay.
So it's gonna be rough. Shit.
And I'm out of luck points.
So that's gonna be, I'm just gonna double this because I'm taking the average for both. On a crit, I will say the shield lasts through the second hit because you've already cast it.
Mm-hmm.
But on a crit,
If I'm still up.
You take 44 points of bludgeoning damage.
God, on the first one?
On the first hit.
Yeah, I am based.
You all just see this giant stone golem construct just go and punch Maya directly in the gut.
Holy.
And then the second one will basically turn me into hamburger.
The shield is still up though. What is your natural armor class?
With mage armor and shield on, 21.
The second one it rolled is only a 2 + 10, so it has 12. So it does not hit you. Yes, it has a +10 to hit everybody.
I have a 13 normally, without
it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. So even with shield being dropped, but with your mage armor, you all see just the lingering remnants of Maya's magical energy just repel the second fist. But yeah,
can I fall on top of Beatrice to sort of protect?
Yes, you can. You
Beatrice
are a small halfling protecting a 6-foot-tall orc with your body. You are a Kevlar vest for an orc. Also, because I didn't attend to this, and I'll say because you rolled so high, Kiska, you notice 2 things happen. In addition to the pummeling that Maya has just received, as they are right next to you. From your earlier check, you see 2 symbols glow on the golem's body. Because Thunderbolt, Lightning Bolt, that is a, what is that? That is a evocation spell. And you see the lightning bolt as it went across and hit the stone golem. It managed to dodge some of it, but you see a symbol on it, one that bears a fireball with ice shards, lightning, and wind surrounding it. And in response to Maya's shield spell, you see another one with an individual holding a shield and casting like an aura of magical protective energy. A second symbol has been lit on its body.
Okay. Hmm.
But
Yeah,
is
I'm
all
not sure what to
happening-
do with that information because this is all happening while we're like trying to fight, and like Kiska just saw like Maya go down.
yeah,
So
you just this thing. I should note for everyone's benefit, it's about 15 feet tall. So it's about like 5 times the size of Maya, I think, roughly somewhere around there. But Cinder, you're last in the initiative order. What are you gonna do?
I see Maya go down, and I just look at that golem and I'm like, oh, you piece of shit. And so I wanna go up to I want to go up to the golem. I want to attack the golem. So either right next to where Maya is, or even if I can, go right up behind it. I have 30 feet, but I'm not. Is that 30?
Yeah, that's 30. This thing is still also big. It's a bigger creature than probably you're used to fighting. So you can get right up to it and you can make your attacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my. I'm gonna attack with my scimitars and attack twice. With
Okay.
my extra attack.
So click on the scimitar thing and we'll see if they hit its armor class.
Oh, damn. No, that's right. Here we go.
We'll see how well you roll.
Oh,
Let's see. Yeah, the 18 just hits.
nice. And then I just hit the scimitar.
But unfortunately, your blades, you are trained and you know that these should be doing a hefty amount of damage with the slice that does connect. For some reason, the magically enchanted nature of the creature, your blows aren't doing as much damage as you expect them to. Meaning, it seems to be resistant to non-magical weapons. But
Well, looks like magic has got to be the way.
it's one way to look at it. But yeah, you're able to do that. You have a bonus action as anything you do. Or if you wanted to use your action surge to make another 2 attacks or do something else, you could. But
I want to use. Let me see. I think I can still. No, I'll save that for later. Let's see. Yeah, can I use an extra attack to use I can't pronounce it. Agonazar?
Agonazar Scorcher. Technically, you could burn your action surge. You get another action. You could cast Agonizer's Scorcher.
Scorcher.
So yes.
As the action.
Yes, you would be able to do that.
All right, let me do that then.
7.
Oh,
So if you go to your spell sheet list, click on Agonizer Scorcher. I know what your spell save DC is. I just need to know what the save is.
Okay. How high is my level, like spell? I don't know about. I'm not really too familiar with slots, so it's asking me at what level.
Whatever level, if you can upcast it, you can choose to do that. If not, then it's just at whatever base level it inputs it currently.
Okay, because I don't know how high I can go though.
Like, I believe you have second level spell slots at your level as it. So
I'll go at level 2 then.
Okay, so post that. Level 2. We'll see what the damage is. Okay, DC 14. It fails.
Damn.
So as in it hits. The creature fails, so it's taking full damage.
That kind of fail. Okay.
Yes. Fail meaning success for you.
Yay.
But you managed to do that. That's pretty much all you can do.
Yeah.
Maya, it's your turn. You're okay. But that's it for your turn. Mauricio.
Right. Gosh. Okay, Mauricio's gonna try and cast blindness on the golem.
Okay.
So it has to make a Constitution save, I believe.
Constitution save.
Either blind or defense. Yes, Constitution saving throw.
With
Save a
advantage, that is an 18.
Oof.
So it does not take hold.
Okay. I guess as a bonus action, I'll cast Healing Word on. Do I have Healing Word? Yes, I have Healing Word on Maya.
Okay. So roll up the healing word.
Oh wait,
take away the
I can't do that, can I? Because I cast blindness.
Nope. Just remember.
Then as my bonus action, I'll cast. Oh, it's not a spell. It's my.
Hexblade's curse.
Yes, cast my curse on it.
You cast a curse on the golem.
Yes.
Okay. Real quick for me, Mauricio, just roll me a d8. And then it's going to be the enchanter's turn. The enchanter is going to... Yeah, fuck it. He's going to try and do that one. He is going to cast... Okay. I'll say as you cast the curse, another node on the body of the golem lights up. This one related to a symbol of a Vitruvian man with multiple alterations to his body that you saw on the old rock gnome professor who seemed very unconcerned about the student being missing and who would have mentioned previously, because I forgot to mention it, that they were a transmutation expert. So that symbol lights up. As that happens, we now go to the enchanter. The enchanter is going to, he's gonna just try and deal with whoever's on the ground already. Oh shit, he can't actually see them because of the bear in front of him.
Brown bear.
Damn bear.
Brown bear, what do you see? All.
He looks at you and he just almost mockingly pets your snoot. He's like, I suggest you take a nap. And he's casting suggestion on you.
Oh, damn.
So I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Okay, let me check.
You use your mental stats, so it'd just be wisdom save on your character sheet. Just roll that. Not enough. You start feeling yourself like...
Oh no, I'm sleepy.
Yep. Bear is falling asleep. He is also going to try and run away. It doesn't take effect until your turn. So he is going to risk the opportunity attack. So you get a bite or a claw attack. Roll it up, see if it hits.
I'm going to claw, I think.
So roll it up.
Because it's 2d6 plus 4.
Yep, roll it up.
So just automatically the...
Yeah, because he's taking the opportunity hit.
That's 3 plus 4, that's 7.
Doesn't hit him, unfortunately.
Oh no, I thought that was just the damage.
No, you have to hit him. It's still an attack that you roll, but it will be 7 damage going towards him.
Okay, that's 18 plus 5.
Oh, that hits. Oh, that really hits.
Okay, then 7 damage.
Yeah, he's already looking really rough. He's looking pretty hurt as it is. Kiska, it's your turn.
Okay. So did he just move? He moved away?
He moved. He has successfully moved.
Okay. Kiska's going to do Lightning Bolt again at 4th level toward the caster, not the golem.
For the caster.
Yeah. This.
Yeah, he doesn't have a high enough spell slot to actually counterspell that. On some of this high hit.
So let's see if this works. No, why does it keep doing that?
I think it's because of the way the spell is put in. Just your spell save is 14. That much I know. Roll so you're doing a 4th level again. So roll the 96. We'll see what it is.
Okay.
He's going to try and save from this, as he's not expecting with dealing with the bear. And he rolls a 1. At the one moment where I'm like, I could save a counter spell, right? Nope. Oh my god. Kiska.
Is it dead?
How
Is it gone?
You're hitting the enchanter, right? The spellcaster.
Right. Yes.
How do you want this lightning bolt to finish him off?
It's basically like the lightning bolt shoots out toward him from her finger, from Kiska's finger, and just like you hear like a sizzling, and then it's just like a pile of ashes.
He just looks at it and he's staring at the brown bear that just slashed the hell out of him. And he's like panting, but he's like, okay, I am going to no. And it's just and just ash where he's at. He's down. He's really down. Totally down.
And then I have a bonus action with my storm sorcery that I'm going to take, which is that after I've done a 1st level or higher spell, I can fly up to 10 feet without provoking an opportunity attack. So I am going
move 10
to,
feet away and you won't get
from the golem.
For flavor, we'll have it be that the golem looks like it tries to reach out. This won't actually use this opportunity attack, but it looks like it tries to reach out, and everyone within the vicinity of Kiska just sees like an eruption of like a mini.
It looks like a twister.
That's what I was imagining, like the Flash, like the little red tornado kind of effect, except it's like lightning and thunder happening around it, and it's just like a little, and you get out of the way as its fist misses.
Mm-hmm.
But it hasn't taken an opportunity attack, but to make it, because for lulls and cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're good. That's your turn. Mara, it's your turn. Still Angry Bear.
Okay, so since the caster is dead, am I not sleepy anymore?
I'm going to say yes, that you are no longer sleepy because you cannot take this. It's a fuzzy zone, but I'm going to rule it as no. It doesn't make sense to me that it's
concentration based. So
yeah, exactly. So
okay, so it's like okay, I'm awake again.
Yeah, you're like, I'm feeling really tired. No, I'm not feeling tired. There is a person, and you can also see it from your distance. Maya's also
corpse.
Down. Like you can still see. You're not corpse, but you.
Okay.
You heard several things break. I'll put it.
Seeing that, I am going to drop my shape. Well, first I'm going to charge back over as far as I can go. So 40 feet towards Maya.
Okay. You could definitely make it.
I'd
say just for the hell of it that you can make it too, because I think it's just enough. You'd have to get around the swirling tornado that is Kiska and our resident warlock sorcerer bard, but you're within range of Maya.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my. Would it take an action to drop my shape?
I'm gonna say it works semi like concentration. I think that makes more sense to me. So yeah, so you can drop the form without anything happening. So you still have an action and a bonus action.
Okay, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 4th level on Maya.
Oh, thank you.
That's 17 health points going to Maya, as you are both in front of this massive stone golem now. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
I'm
still
gonna
there.
pretend to play dead for just a little longer.
Roll me deception just for the hell of it, just to see what happens.
Oh, that's gonna go so great.
You think you're very convincing.
Yep, I'm gonna die.
Oh God! Wait, hold on. I need to check something for my own benefit because you actually. Holy fuck! I rolled a 7, and this thing has no modifier to wisdom, and it doesn't have proficiency in insight. So it literally does actually think you are dead.
Nice.
So Mara, if you have anything, I don't think you have any other spells or abilities you could do as a bonus action.
I'm checking.
Wait, I had mirror image on. I shouldn't have gone down earlier, but oh well, I forgot.
It happens. It's a mistake on both our parts. I should have remembered. You should remind me. Like, that's on both of our ends. It happens. Still
Okay.
alive.
Are the ones that are instantaneous, can I do those as bonus actions or no?
That's duration versus the actual like casting time. Casting time.
Okay.
Or not.
Then yeah, I don't think I have anything for bonus action.
Okay. Because you were a giant brown bear only a second ago and you just ran up to this thing, it's going to take you as the most immediate threat.
Oh boy.
Even though you've become a small gnome.
Oh no.
I just pick something your own size.
It just saw a giant bear run at it. It's also like it without anything commanding it, its natural like sense of what to do is not very high. Like it doesn't actually know what to do. And yeah, you got very lucky. I rolled a natural 19, so it's not a crit. But I also rolled a 9, so plus 10 on both of those. That's a 29 to hit you and a 19 to hit you.
Okay, yeah, that hits
a lot.
I currently have 7 hit points. That's not great at all.
This is gonna hurt. That's 8, 11, 14.
Oh no. Oh.
22.
Oh no.
This is Black Kitten territory
26.
all over again.
This is that's between the well, actually no, the first hit would have done like 19 points of damage, which I think would knock you out.
Yeah.
And the second hit is an automatic fail 2 death saves.
Oh no.
Oh.
So you have 1 death save left, but this thing is not moving. I would like everyone at this time to roll me an Arcana check. Kiska, you have it at advantage.
Even me? Or no?
For the hell of it, as you're passing out, yes.
No.
It works narratively as well. But
oh, thank God for advantage.
Yeah. All of you notice that as you've cast various kinds of spells on it, or has been affected or been in the proximity of certain kinds of magic, its symbols have been lighting up. And you do recall, based off of what Maya had said, that the professors tend to do pairs. So I would say with Maya's 20, no, with the 20 and the 22, I will give you essentially the information that if you are able to cast one more spell from the remaining pair, you might be able to shut this off, as these sorts of constructs are oftentimes built because they've been misused historically as weapons of war to have fail-safes in them, so that when certain kinds of magical, essentially codes are put into it, it'll shut down automatically. And because you have a 22 and a 20, I will say the only 2 spells that have not been cast on it of any school are divination and illusion. There are other types, but for the purposes of pairs, and because we're running a little bit low on time.
I will cast tongues on it for illusion.
As you do that, Energy crackles across all 4 pairs of symbols across its stone construct body. And for a minute, just like a very, very long minute, it looks like the thing is about to rear back both of its fists to punch down at Mara again. But right as the fist is about to connect, it stops. Also, thank you, Alcazaz, for joining the party. You came at a moment in which death has been avoided. Came at a perfect moment. But the construct stops. Cinder, it would technically be your turn right now. It's partially for timing purposes, but partially because with those checks, you would know what to do in the situation. You and Maya
That's fair.
would know what to do in the situation for how to proceed. I am going to say, does anyone have any sort of healing magic left?
I don't cast healing spells.
I have healing.
I had no healing magic at all and no healing spells.
I have
I
one
only-
more healing word.
I only have
One
second.
more healing word. Oh my god.
Well, I also have sorcery points to spend if I need
Okay.
more. But
I could try to do a medicine check to stabilize if there's no healing.
Yeah,
I'm casting my
I-
healing word on
Okay.
Mara.
I only have second wind for myself.
Yeah, it's, we'll say, Mauricio, whatever the total is, it's enough to prevent Mara from dying. It was going to be
Oh.
very soon.
Thank goodness.
Your cat is pleased by you. It has come up on one of your things, celebrating your not death. As that happens, the construct is shut down. The sphere, the red, orange, and yellow sphere, crystalline in texture and shape, pops out of its center onto the floor.
I grab
seemingly
it.
Inert. And as you grab it, nothing happens. It seems, from what you can tell from your studies, this is the rock's eye that you've been searching for.
Is everyone okay? Is Beatrice still alive? Did we get them?
Is anyone dead? Is anyone KO'd?
I'm not dead.
No.
I'm not feeling great, but I can. Is everyone?
I check Beatrice's pulse.
How was
see-
how was
Is
Beatrice?
she? Yeah.
She's okay.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
unconscious, but she's stable.
I could turn her into a bug for easy transport.
Isn't a bug too small though? Like,
Yeah, but also, hard to hit or target.
I can turn into a bear again and just carry her, or like a cow or a horse or something.
I just
Cow,
realized
cow.
Mara could be
Right.
Trinket right now.
I was totally thinking trinket, but
So you are able to do that. She's fine. You are able to search the body if should you be inclined of the spellcaster and discover a journal in which he seemed to be a disgraced scholar who, given the nature of his writing, seemed to be a bit of a... He was a double major, I'm putting it that way, in necromancy and transmutation and enchantment. And, well, actually, with a minor in enchantment, hence the construct. Or in college, never do
It's the
that.
overachiever.
Never do that. Never do double major minor. It's terrible.
No.
Never do that to yourself.
No.
But
Yeah, I
I
tried
did
to
that.
do that and I barely survived.
I did that and it did not last for very long.
I had a roommate who did that, and I never saw her.
there's a reason for that. But so you read through these writings and you get the sense from looking through some of the passages, modern day setting, modern day understanding, he had very extreme, transphobic, and quite terrible views in regards to those who were of planar touched backgrounds, particularly Ganassi, Asimar, and Tieflings.
hey,
And it seems as though, if you present this to the professors, they confirm that he was kicked out for those particular positions, and also for just actually being a terrible student. Like he actually there's so many different passages indicating like he self-professed brilliance or expertise, but the professors who recall him seem to indicate nothing but like a very poor student who tried to coast off of other people. So
Permission to burn the journal.
Yes, burn it in fire.
grand, carry on.
Sounds good.
Score. And then
What if we need it as evidence?
We're gonna put the pile of ashes on trial.
I suppose that's
See the divination expert and the transmutation expert both do this sort of gesture, like a clock being turned backwards, and you see the ashes reform into the original journal. A modified time stop.
ah, damn it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
We
guess
thank-
I need to take that course.
We thank you for your services. We thank you for all that you've done for returning the magic item to us and the girl. And we wish you well in your journeys for whatever you do past this point. The Academy owes you a great deal. And we hope for whomever amongst you would prefer to stay among us and learn more, would like to be a resident, or would simply like to have lodgings and just delight in learning more about the nature and secrets of magic.
Lodgings and more knowledge to the room would be sweet.
And you see a newcomer, a Triton, appear. Triton individual with heavy armor
Oh.
and wielding a nice long sword that appears to have a sort of elemental energy coming out of it.
Ooh.
You seem
Mm.
skilled. He's looking at Cinder. Why don't we have you as adjunct professor for war magic?
Me, professor? Ah,
Guest speaker. Let's start
Ooh.
with that and we'll see how it goes.
do it.
Yeah.
Man, you guys must be desperate if you need me as an adjunct professor.
Feel a very slight slap across the back of the head as a small spectral mage hand just does a backhand.
Go!
I think you'd be really good. I think people would really enjoy, hearing what you have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'll give them something to hear about, all right. God.
But yeah,
See, that's what people need.
And you can have a popcorn show.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to use my hair. They have to use their own fires. Thank you very much.
so with that, each
Leave
of
my
you,
hair alone.
whatever your hair is perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Whichever sort of reward or delight you would like to receive, or support in magical learning or studies, you are given access to materials, lodgings,
Yes.
personal family history accords that you could find in the Ember Halls, as they are quite vast, a restoration of official professorship and scholarly title for our disgraced scholar.
Or they can, they can sell my book for me with their seal of approval.
You see the transmutation professor go up to it, cast something, and you see the book shrink down considerably in size. Like, yes, we'll sell it, but it needs to be more of a proper sizing. I'm far too old to be carrying around such things.
Oh,
Yes.
It's the pocket edition.
Pocket size.
Edition of the book, but they offer that to you. But with that, with having saved a young trans girl orc, with having recovered the magic item, and having stopped rowling, you are successful in your adventure. And with that, we are going to close out the session there.
Woo!
Woo!
We lived.
We did
We're
it.
still alive.
We're alive. Suck it, rolling.
You may.
apparently, that monster had it for not young things, for small creatures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I rolled for each time, and it
I
just
became
rolled.
Kevlar paste for Beatrice.
You know, people do amazing things for people who matter.
Your
and
sacrifice was not in vain.
It was not.
Yeah.
And so to our wonderful viewers watching, Vithna is going to be coming up after this, so I'm not going to take too much time to finish this up. As again, thank you to
Two
all
of
the folks
us.
who rated us. Well, two of y'all are still going to be on for the next bit of time.
We'll be here.
But I want to thank all the folks who rated us, the new folks who've joined. I believe we had Alcazas join us, and we had a raid from, I believe it was Roll to Carp.
Right.
So thank you for helping us out, supporting this wonderful one-shot series. I'm going to do a quick round of everyone to say where we can find you all. Try and be succinct because we're trying to push this on time. But wonderful players, going to start with Maya. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Media Junkie, and the most important thing right now is that next week for 3V, I'm running an Eid special one shot. Also because it's going to be Eid, and to also close up 3V before we take a summer break and return in September.
Cinder, you're next.
Yeah. Are you okay? Don't.
Oh no,
God, Angela, don't die. Okay. I played Cinder. My name is Gemma. You can find me on Twitter at Kupo Knight. The O is a 0. I'm here on the weekends at Welcome to the Party, and Saturday nights at Adventures in Agni, which our beloved storyteller also DMs. And Sundays, I will be here. I will still be here for Emissaries of Avithna, which will run shortly. But you can find me as a podcast host for Diverse Geeks in Focus. And we specialize in focusing on marginalized voices in geek culture.
Wonderful. Next up, our disgraced scholar, Mauricio/Wild.
Yes, hi, I'm Wild Engineer. You can find me on Twitter under Wild Engineer. You can find me here on Mondays for some masks. On Saturdays, this Saturday I'm going to be on Anarisis's channel for some Retrograde. It's a cool one-shot. Also on Saturdays, Greyhawk channel for some D&D BX, and on Other Doc for Invisible Sun. And if you're looking to play a game, I'm running a masks game next season here, so I'm looking for some players. Yeah.
Wonderful. Next up, our Storm Sorcerer, who felled the terrible transphobe turf with a lightning bolt that it literally turned them to ashes.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about that at all now. Hi, I'm Lily. I'm Elise on Life on Twitter. I'm LaScribe on Twitch and Discord. And I am here every Saturday for Adventures in Agni with a couple other people who are on this stream also. I do 3V. I will be here next Sunday for 3V, because I'm looking forward to Mariam's Eid special that she has, her one shot. And I also am part of an all-female crew who does a Star Wars actual play podcast called Misfits of Space.
Wonderful. And last but not least, our small being of delightfulness who nearly got KO'd terribly by a stone golem, Mara.
Hi, I played Mara tonight. You can find me. You can find all of the stuff I do on my website, lwsalinas.com. And you can find me on Twitter at Sithwitch, and go find enjoy.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, myself, I'm Angela. I am Phoenix24Fem on Twitter, /The Philosophem on there and Patreon, where I do poetry writings. And I effectively continue homebrewing a lot of this world that I share in this one shot, and every Saturday night for an all POC crew as part of Adventures in Agni. That is a very much homebrew world built around a Phoenix mythology. So our party members have gone into an interesting new segment for that. So join us next Saturday as it gets more intense. But
we found our bad guy.
You found your bad guy for this arc.
Yeah.
But, that, and I'm also one half of Queerly Yours podcast, a relationship podcast I share with my partner, where we as a trans polyamorous couple talk about a lot of relationship things. And we are usually end with fuck capitalism and talk to your partner. This gets you farther than you think. But yeah, that is me. And to close out a lot of things, I just want to say thank you so much to my wonderful players. Thank you to those of you who've been supporting this one-shot series, especially our fantastic producer, Leona, who's
Yes.
doing all of this work and helped
Absolutely.
create this amazing space for
Oh,
us. And as we
right.
get near to the summer break, we are all grateful for all that you've done for our community and this. And so, on that note, thank you so much to all of you supporters with views. We love you very much. And is it Sunday yet?
Oh,
Take
so
care.
much shade.
Yeah, there's that tea.
We are chicky monkeys.